Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he would never have to fight again because the exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your judge.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see him jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, his channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother Jusdu. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdu, man. Much love and respect.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the family, man. How y'all feeling this morning on this good Tuesday, man? I said Monday. I'm thinking it was Monday. I'm all thrown off. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button, sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, support the grind. We're going to talk about some boxing a little bit this morning, man. I'm on early. Missed yesterday, but we are back today, man. We're going to make up for yesterday. How y'all feeling, though, man? How's the fam feeling? Skills, my brethren, man, in the building. Said Wilder's right hand is equivalent to us dudes' logic, man. Sledgehammer, powerful. Oh, God, that's real, man. Shout out to my bro Skills, man. I'm telling you, got to stay dialed in the world full of BS. But we here. I just popped on early, man. We going to build for a little bit, man. Hit the like button, man. We going to talk about some things, man. Man, we going to talk about it, man. Oh, shit, my bad, y'all. But we going to talk about some things, man. I seen Lamont Roach, you know, he did a little short interview or clip, you know, with TMZ, and he spoke about the rematch or whether or not it was signed. It sounds really sketchy, that situation, man. I don't know what's going on with the fight or the rematch. I mean, I know we was getting told that it was August 16th or something like that, but I don't know. You know, it's never been officially announced, so to speak. So I guess they trying to figure out the date still. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but you know, Lamont Roach already has said on Twitter that he didn't sign his part. He really might duck out the fight. He was saying a lot of little stuff, and you know, it just got people talking and wondering. Like I've seen the videos, right? I figure if it was all in August, they would have been announced it by now. So to be honest with you, I don't know what to think. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we're in what, June, July now. July, August, yeah. Nah, if it ain't announced by now, I just don't see it being August 16th. So to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with the rematch. And it's a little unfortunate because, you know, as it pertains to Tank, it's never like that when it comes to you know, getting your fight squared away and things like that. And it's not nothing he doing, I'm sure, man. Maybe it's just the business of boxing doing what it do and working itself out. But it's not promising. It's not feeling promising for it to be you know, this close to the date that they threw out there, and you still don't hear no announcement. And like I said, with Lamont Roach continuously doing like little interviews and speaking on it, it just sounds like it's shaky or something. I don't know. Sound like everything ain't signed, sealed, and delivered. So we're gonna wait and see what goes on. But I got this clip from him. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. I'm telling you, yeah, it's definitely so. Sheldon, what it do on me? Something to what Roach is saying. It's starting to feel like that, Sheldon, because he's saying it consistently a little bit now. He mentioned, should I say, more than once. And then now he said, I ain't say he ain't signed, but let me just roll the clip. Like, look how, you know, it's just, I don't know what to make of it, but.
Gervonta kind of blamed the hair grease, and the hairstylist came out and talked about it. So what advice do you want to give him maybe for the next fight going into the rematch?
No, I don't think he had hair grease in his hair anyway, but still, I hope you don't got hair grease in your hair the next fight. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I think he cut his head up.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, he could still wear grease on it, but maybe he needs...
Either way, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Just know, meet me in the middle of the ring. Then we're going to see Steve out the ring.
You've hinted that Tank hasn't signed the contract yet. Can you speak to that?
No, I can't speak to that.
Okay. So, I mean, you're smiling really hard. Is that a yes? Or are
Nah, I'm not saying he didn't sign the contract.
All right, last. Do you think that Gervonta is scared? Because the first one was kind of a close one, but definitely a close one. Rematch, is he scared?
I wouldn't necessarily say scared of me as a man, but he's scared to get embarrassed. He's scared to get embarrassed. That's his problem.
How do you feel about Alvarez and Bud Crawford?
I think it's a fight between two greats. One guy's smaller, notably smaller. So we'll see how he takes on that task.
So you don't have any one person that you're kind of going for, no?
No, I just want to see a good fight. Hopefully it's a good fight.
Anything you have coming up that you want to drop here?
No, just stay tuned. Follow me on Twitch. Please follow me on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming during my camp. Follow me on Twitch, Reaper Roach Jr. On Twitch.
I love that. Are you working with anyone like kind of guiding you on that, or are you just taking the plunge on your own?
Yeah, I got my media team helping me, but I'm gonna do collabs with well-known streamers too as well. So, and I'm gonna do collabs with other athletes.
So you heard him. Shout out to Lamont Roach at TMZ. Said, "Where did the dog go? Presented with a challenge. You're humble, yeah, man. So you believe Tank questioning himself? I don't know what it is. The butcher, my dog. What's good, Brody? Peace to the Queen Lisa. Good morning. How you feeling? Always good to see you. Yeah, I missed yesterday, so we're gonna make up for it this morning, and we're gonna build on some boxing. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk fashion. That's my guy Remo, aka Mr. Rich Threads. Tank taking the L will be the best thing for boxing. Will completely the Floyd preserving the O era. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Shit, it's definitely some good to it for sure, but just not for him, right? But look, let's talk about it. Look, Lamont Roach already posted about it. He said, man, he really might not take the rematch, and he ain't signed his side. And then he hinted to it in that, and he didn't really want to speak on it, but he was kind of like, you see how he was blinking his eyes, like, I ain't saying he ain't signed, but so he seems like he hinting to it not being delivered. And you know what? This is very reminiscent of the first fight. Remember how it was a little iffy and funny? It's giving me the same vibes, and we initially had got a date, and it ended up happening way after that date, right? So it seemed like the rematch is potentially headed in that direction, you know what I mean? Whereas we getting dates and it's real tentative, and then, you know, end up that day go by, and you know, we get a totally different month. So what I'm saying is, it would it be in July, August? I don't, you know, they ain't gonna do his fight like that. Like a month from now, you get me? So I don't see it being in August. And that's a little alarming, because remember, he was saying something about putting pressure on him to make the rematch even sooner. Like we could rematch even soon. Remember, he said, like, I don't know, forget what he said, what date he threw out there, but he threw out a certain month. But, you know, then we finally got some type of, you know, news about the potential date of it being August 16th. And I know it's other things going on that date specifically as well. So it wouldn't totally surprise me at all if he wouldn't fight on this date. And like I said, at this point, I don't think he can. I don't think it is. Like, right? I don't think it's too close. Like, he wouldn't even do the fight any justice, even though from the controversies from the last one, it's gonna sell itself. But you get what I'm saying? The promotion, you get what I'm saying? The press conferences and all that. But you know what? We're gonna talk about it. Shout out to the Shark, man. What's good with it, fam? I ain't promoting no fingers type of saying. July. Pointing no fingers type of saying. Used to. Something like that. He threw out a date. Keep it real, PVC. Prime All Access or whatever they call it. It's been asked. Don't even get you hyped about the fights no more. Nah, it don't got that feel, Remo. It don't got that feel, bro. But look, let's talk about this. So look, shout out to my homie Kyle Cooley. He had sent me something a while ago. I had meant to make a short video on it and talk about it, but sometimes I hesitate because I don't want people to think that I'm just out here reaching or creating something that ain't there. But check this out. You know what I'm saying? My guy Cal had sent this to me a couple of days ago, and I noticed somebody said something about, you know, when the press conference, and he said it's no press conference. Now I don't know, like, why would he say that? I don't know if that means exactly what he's saying, like, but that would be crazy. I never see a fight without a press conference. Definitely not a Tank Davis fight, but that would be wild given like the date that was thrown out there, and if they would have just really act on that date, or, you know, actually fight on that date without no promotion, that'd be crazy. I couldn't see that happening at all. But I don't know why he would say that though to the guy. You know what I mean? He asked, and they clearly talking about the rematch. They talking about the rematch. Like, when's the press conference? He's like, there's no press conference. So I don't really know what that means, but I think at the end of the day, maybe they still sorting some things out. I know the last time when the fight didn't happen on the date that they threw out there initially, it was told that, you know, Tank was getting some things situated on his end. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if this now is the case, because I don't know who he's training with. If you still dealing with the trainer situation, you just never know. But this is a bit odd, man. Like I said, this second fight in a row, the things just feel very weird. You know what I'm saying? I thought by now we would have had a date for the rematch and been ready to go. You know what I mean? They've been promoting it, you know what I'm saying? Press conferences and things like that. So I don't know what's going on. Things ready to tie. I think he shouldn't just bow gracefully. If his heart mental state is not really into it, yeah. Nah, Lisa, that's just real. That's real. Dog cease to exist. You question yourself. Nah, yeah, true. So, you know, listen, we just having a conversation. We don't got all the answers. We don't fully know. But this is where boxing leaves us, because they keep so much close to the vest until they want to speak on it. So, like I said, fans are going to always ask questions. They be wanting to know what's up, because I know I ain't the only one that heard the August date, the August 16th date. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody was talking about that, but like I said, when you see the conversation in his thread, it was talking, you know, about the Lamont Roach and the rematch, or how the first fight was, and then somebody asked about a press conference, and he was like, "It ain't no press conference." Shit, the last one was very different, to say the least. Looked like they was in a damn gymnasium somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was feeling that. And to be honest with you, I truly don't know what's going on now with this situation. I don't want to over speculate, put something out there that ain't factual. So we forced to kind of talk about what the situation looked like. And all I'm gonna say is this, you know, if they're having issues securing a date, or not even saying they have issues securing a date, if it's any other hangups and snags as it pertains to this fight, I don't feel like that's a good sign, because that'll be back to back. Like, what could be the holdup would be my question, right? What would be the holdup? It's a meaningful fight. I mean, a lot of people didn't see a draw happening and them having to run it back, but we here now, and he pretty much gave the fans his word about taking this fight. So, you know, I think the longer that it gets dragged out, you know, as far as no set date, people are going to continue to speculate different things, and some of it is to the fault of Team Tank, or, you know, Tank or whatever, because they don't speak, right? Lamont Roach still doing interviews, talking to people, answering questions. Since the fight, Tank kind of disappeared. You haven't seen him, right? Out of sight, out of mind, probably working, putting the work in. That's what I would assume he doing. But like I said, with him saying there's no press conference when somebody just asked about this, it was some days ago, and you see it now, and we getting closer now. We in July. You get what I'm saying? August is right next month, so you don't. That's not a reality now. You get to asking, like, when is this fight going to actually happen? You get what I'm saying? Because look, that's the summer be gone. So you telling me it ain't gonna happen in the summer? You get what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. So, man, and it looked like Lamont Roach. You seen the little training clips. He looked like he focused. Looked like he locked in, putting in the work. I did see Tank post something like feeling more like himself or something like that, something to that effect. So I don't know if anything happened between then and now, but like I said, I just wish boxing was a little bit more thorough with letting us know what fights is coming up, and you know what I mean, and all this mystery. Like, what's the point? Like, we know they're intending on rematching each other. Why the hell we can't just get a date and talk about it? You get me? Because the longer, like I said, the longer it drags, the more people gonna speculate, the more they're gonna talk, and then it gives me a weird feeling that it could possibly not happen. It really do. Like, I'm telling you, just look at the feel of it, bro. They throwing out dates, ain't nothing coming to fruition. They ain't doing no promoting. You know, Lamont Roach going around. He keep mentioning something about not signing the contract. Then he didn't want to say it in this particular clip I just played, but he kind of hinted to it. If you look at his face, he was like, you know, blinking his eyes a certain way. So it's like, what the hell going on? And I'm just only talking about it because there's only one side that's speaking. Other guy ain't really saying much. Like, I think they was going back and forth on Twitter a little bit, but other than that, he's not really giving nobody nothing. And like, I've never seen somebody have a fight like that and just disappear completely and do no interviews, nowhere, nothing. Like, just close itself off. And listen, I get it if you doing that with the intent to just lock in and focus. I get it, but damn, it's like, bro, what the hell going on? That's why people could, you know, sit back and speculate, and it makes them easy to come up with stuff. He an easy target because he don't speak often, right? And you know, all you gotta do is tweet, say a couple words, and people gonna take it and run with it. So I feel like some of these things could be shot down through him, but I just don't feel like he cared to, you know, clear up any confusion. And it's just like people in limbo, because you got people like, you know, once they hear a date for a tank fight, the thought process, people start thinking about, you know, spending money and getting flights and all types of shit, you know, booking rooms. I don't know, man. It's just like this shit don't seem good. Shout out to Behind the Hands TV, my dog. That fight is definitely on shaky grounds. I mean, look, I'm just going off of what, you know, half of the fight is saying, right? You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Cornelius. What's good, player? Yeah. He keeps saying this stuff, and then we not getting a date. And you keep seeing him train, and he like, right? It's kind of like it seemed like he in the win. You get what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that he posted about him not signing his, and I don't know how true that is. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how factual that is, but like I said, with everybody seeing the first fight and knowing what happened, what's the secret? Y'all get me? What's the mystery behind this shit? What is the mystery? Why is it got to be like a secret that we know they about to fight in a rematch? At least that's what we think it's headed. So I just thought they would be a little, handle a rematch a little bit differently. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know, but I thought it would be sooner. And you would think you would want it to be sooner, right? Keep your man fresh as possible. He didn't take no real punishment in the fight, right? They probably put each other, you know what I'm saying, put themselves through more in a training camp. So I just don't know, man. But Lamont Roach having time to do the interviews, he training, he answering them questions, and he's speaking on, if that fight signed or not. And it's to me, it just seemed like just everything ain't ready to go. You get me? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all systems go. It seemed like it's some type of holdup, and I don't know what it is. So people just gonna speculate. I don't want to say it's Tank questioning himself or anything like that. I don't want to put that on him, but it's obviously the way they're doing business, it looks very different. Because you got to think this is one of the top earners, one of the biggest stars. This is one of the guys that they call the face of boxing. So you think he would be getting treated differently, right? That's all I'm saying, man. Like, all you do is win. Shit, you know what I'm saying? A draw shouldn't stop the momentum from continuing to go. You get me? You see, you get the best version of that dude when he active. So you just keep it pushing. But it almost seems like this fight going to be pushed back unnecessarily far for no reason. Closer to it being the end of the year rather than the summer. Like, what I'm saying is, how would the whole summer have went by and they didn't fight? It don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? It don't make sense, especially with the rest of the lightweights having fights and getting them out the way. I don't know what the hell going on, to be honest with y'all. It's so weird, though. I'm just calling it what it is, man. And maybe that's why dude, talking how he been talking, because he maybe frustrated with something business related. Who knows? Not fight anyone but Roach. Yeah, they gonna, hell yeah, they gonna be on his helmet. Skills, it, yo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fire Frequency, what's good, homie? How you feeling, Frequent? So I'm a Houston Boxing fan. We got PTSD. We tell you pump fake this twice, but Lamont and Frank gave up. yeah. Best version is when diversity is met. Yeah, that's when you really able to see what you made of, Skills. That's a fact, man. How you respond to that adversity and things like that will say a lot about you. And look, I just thought, given the nature of the last fight and the controversy that surrounded it and how good the fight was, controversy or not, I thought the right course of action would have been to schedule a rematch a few months out from the last fight. Am I wrong for thinking like that? Like, neither guy suffered no significant damage or punishment, nothing like that. Dudes is ready to get back at it. Lamont Roach looked ready to go. He looking sharp as hell in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the end game could be. Was this the plan all along? But I will say this, as a fight fan, the longer it takes to get announced, or the more the weeks and the months add up, I'm going to start feeling like that might not be something we're going to get. Now, whatever the reasons may be, we don't know. But like I said, man, he spoke on it more than once, man. He ain't been doing a lot of lying and capping nowhere else. So why else say he really might not take the fight or the rematch? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Mike Ryan, what it do on me? You got to, man. You got to. You know what I'm saying? You said you would push for a rematch. You know what I'm saying? You was frustrated, told him to keep talking. Y'all could run it back like soon. So that since then, that time has passed. And now even the date that they put out there initially, or that was spoken about, just look like it's falling by the wayside. And now you got Lamont Roach out here talking about he about to face the winner of Brian Norman and Devin Haney at 47. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. So he probably trying to play mind games again with Lamont. I wonder, bro. I wonder. So we only don't get a fight if one fighter doesn't want it. Nah, that's real, bro. That's how it be. That's how it be, Skills. Shout out to Bruce Gas, the OG. How you feeling, man? Top of the morning to everybody. Like I said, I just popped up and said we're going to build on some boxing for a little bit. Y'all know how we do. Let's get to it. Hit the like, and we going to keep rolling. But You know, as far as him saying Tank Davis is scared to get embarrassed, I think that's the sentiments for a lot of fighters. You know what I mean? Not just Tank Davis. And, you know, the word he used was scared. And I get it. I think a lot of guys, like, subconsciously or maybe in the back of their head, they don't want to lose. They don't want to get embarrassed, especially if you're a guy that's been constantly building your name and you get what I'm saying? You looked at as one of the faces. Yeah, hell no, you don't want to lose. You get me? So shit, that I think he's admitted to something to that effect, right? That dude don't want to lose, and that's true. He don't. So you can't be scared of somebody that you already fought. That's weird. You gave him the opportunity. It ain't about being scared of him. We all know that. We got to see him fight for 36 minutes. Ain't nobody scared of each other. So that's out the window. But I get what he's saying as far as scared to get embarrassed. Like, dudes don't want to get put in meme land and joked on and clown. Like, that's the part of the game. It's part of the game now, but that's something if you're a big star, you definitely want to avoid. And I don't think that makes you scary. You know what I mean? It makes you human. Like, you don't want to, you know what I mean? You got a lot riding on it every time you go out there, especially put that undefeated record on the line each and every time you step in the ring. And you essentially in many ways get the best version of these guys because they will want nothing more than to beat you. So yeah, man, gotta find a way to lock in, man. Yeah, don't look good. I ain't gonna lie, and look, it's a way to have this conversation. Y'all know I'm big on not going too left or too far to the right. But not only did you not give people a single solitary interview, no nothing. Like, you online going back and forth with the fighter, you snapping on people that's a part of the culture. And then now your fight not being announced at the date that they threw out there, and this would be the second time in a row. And you hearing Lamont Roach go on Twitter saying he ain't signed his part. It's not a good look, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, because unless he just straight up capping and putting stuff out there, I don't see why he would do that. Because again, he doubled down on it pretty much in his interview. Like, I ain't no fool. So yeah, the last time it got pushed back from the initial date, it was open. It was reported it was something with Tank getting his situation together. So maybe this could be something more the same. I just don't know. I don't want to put nothing on it. But when you don't speak up, when you don't let the people know what's going on, their minds wander. What else are they supposed to do? Like, you go from talking about a rematch soon to, oh shit, August, to, oh, what happened with August? And it's like, it's radio silent on that side. Nobody's speaking up. Nobody's saying nothing. But people getting in touch with Lamont Roach, you've been doing these different interviews and answering questions, and it's leaving people to feel like, yo, is he, what he's saying some truth to it? Like, why did he say that you ain't signed your part? Or what's going on with that? You get me? But you just never know, man. Like, the way PBC moves sometimes, you just never know. You never know. You never know. Like, look, we're going to talk about it, man. We just having a conversation. I don't have all the answers, but, you know, trying to have a good build on it. T-Hill, what it do on me? How you feeling? Poncho Billy said, losing the part of life. It is. It's all about how you get back up. That is a fact. Even in boxing, just because you lose don't mean your career is over. And that's a fact. And you're speaking all facts. Shout out to Poncho, man. That's real. And me as a supporter, Poncho, I always say I support guys win, lose, or draw. I don't care about nobody losing, right? I'm still going to rock with you. And it is all about how you get back, how you bounce back. You get what I'm saying? That's he's scared of Roach. Yeah, he don't want to lose. Right. And that's what Roach said. Nah, I wouldn't say he's scared to get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You already know, Shell. You know that come with it. I get exactly what you're saying, but yeah, the Reaper got the Reaper on the hell is out. Shout out to my dog TL. Oh, money swag. What it do? How tough Devin is by going what he went. It's going through challenging the best from Australia and back. Look, I respect what Devin doing. We're gonna talk about him some too, because Bob Arum kind of dissed him, but Turkey kind of gave him his just due. And with the current move that he's making, as long as everything go according to plan, you got to get that man. You got to tip your hat to Devin Haney. But shout out to Tank. People going to speculate. I never go too far with the speculation. All I can say, and I can say this comfortably, maybe they still getting some things straightened out or situated on their end, which is why it hasn't been an announcement on the date yet, right? You're not scared of a guy that you just spent 12 rounds with. But I will say this. He's a top earner at the PBC. Much like how Errol Spence was a top earner at PBC, or, you know, is when actively fighting, he's one of the top guys, right? Notice he had the biggest fight of his career and it was supposed to be a rematch, and it never came to fruition. Now you fast forward to Tank Davis is a different fighter, and he had a really close fight, obviously a draw. And you get me, now you're getting tentative dates that's not happening. I wouldn't blame it more so on Tank as much as I would the business of boxing. If you think these two situations are connected in any way, like with Earl Dawn and kind of going against the advising, right? You have a close fight, then you end up that rematch never happens. And then same thing with Tank. It's feeling like that. I'm not saying, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that that's happening, but it's starting to feel that way, right? Because of the extra time that's going by where you like, damn, what's going on? Why is it getting quiet? Like, what's the secret? We all expecting and anticipating them to go out there and run it back. You get me? So it's starting to feel like that Earl Spence situation. And I don't think it would be him, the fighter, Tank Davis, as much as it would be the PBC. Remember, he said Earl went against his advisor, right? To fight this dude. He's been on the shelf ever since. This was an unexpected outcome, right? Do you necessarily want to spend 2 fights on this guy? Get me? If you got a dude that's talking about, you know, retiring soon. So I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, right? It's just got to speculate because I don't have the answers, but I just try to think logically. So you just never know. Like I said, maybe they still securing some things on their end. You know what I'm saying? He obviously was going through things, a change in the camp. It was a different look, a different feel. And maybe he trying to cross some T's and dot some I's, potentially, possibly, right? It's possible, but it is starting to make me feel like it's giving me the Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford rematch vibes where you hearing about it, and then it's like, oh, don't happen. Like out of nowhere, and it just didn't happen. So hopefully that's not the case here. But I'm just saying, like, the longer it take, you know, people gonna run with it. But I ain't about to put no jacket on the man. I don't think he's scared, but I think they all know that's going to be another really good fight because they know each other, right? And I think it's going to be really hard for either guy to surprise one another. That's why we got such a great fight. You know what I mean? Experience and understanding each other as fighters. It made for a really good fight. And for me, I'm ready to see the next one. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to over speculate and analyze the situation. And then next thing you know, a couple of days or a week from now, they announce it, right? So I'm not saying that, but the longer it drags, it gives me the feel that they could end up going in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D. How you feeling? Always good to see you. Say if you're losing and your career's over, DDD wouldn't be back at the top. That is a fact, bro. He got to climb. It's what's all about that get back. And they was ready to write him off, and I'm glad they didn't because he kept it moving. Shout out to Crush, the legend, my dog. What's good with it, bro? The fact that Devin took a dangerous fight against arguably the top guy at 47, still think Norman Jr. beats him. Kudos, yeah, for taking that fight. He a real one. He is, man. Lubin, the comeback is mental, yeah. Born, it's 90% mental. So, or boxing, yeah, it's facts. Host of 40, what it do, family? How you feeling? You good? That's what I like to hear, man. I'm glad that you're good. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all hit the like button. We're going to keep rocking for a bit on this good morning. AD Solo, what it do? So, look. Like I said, and I don't know, like sometimes Twitter just be Twitter. People be bored just tweeting. I don't know if that's the case here because somebody also, with all of the things that I just laid out on top of this, I don't know how many people caught this, but again, shout out to Cal because he had sent this to me, but I don't know if he was just talking or just like brushing the fan off. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know how Tank be, but I don't know if that's the case. But I would hope that's what he's doing more so than it being a reality, because no press conference would be wild for one of the faces of boxing and one of your top guys. And the timing of it couldn't have been worse, right? He ain't even had to lose a fight. He had a draw, and now it's all these discrepancies with him getting back in the ring. And then that shit leads to inactivity, and that's what you want to. Yeah, I got you, Scale. I knew you meant boxing, but you get what I'm saying? That leads to inactivity. Now you start to ruin the product. Don't overplay the hand. That man is fine as long as everything is good with him. Like, you get me? So I truly don't know what the holdup is, but just want to see a great fight. I thought we was gonna get, because you know they was like, well, we had May, June, July, and August essentially with 135-pound fights in each of those months. And I was thinking Tank was going to take the August date. You know, Core obviously got July 12 coming up. So you get me? Like we was gonna get a chance to see all of the like the cream of the crop, the Raymond Moritayas. You get what I'm saying? The champions. We supposed to see Keyshawn. We see what happened there. You get me? If Dula Mason fall, he'll be fighting for a title in his next fight. Like we got to see a lot of traction or movement in the lightweight division. Guys getting fights, winning their fights or losing. You know what I mean? And seeing a new champion, and then he drops the belt. It looked like Abdullah Mason is primed and ready to get that WBO strap. So that's all. You know what I mean? That kind of puts a damper on the lightweight division just for now, because you just don't, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell did we go the whole summer without them rematching? Am I the only one, or am I bugging? Do it seem like that it shouldn't have been past the summer for a rematch to happen? I think that's a little crazy. And that's why I say it make me feel like not the fighter, but the powers that be probably, you know what I mean? Hey, they over there thinking about something else. Think about it. Since then, Roach talked about fighting Shakur. I'm about to play the clip. He talked about fighting the winner, and Haney and Norman. I'm like, what the hell going on, man? What the hell be going on? Sugar Tank. No, it's not that I'm nice, bro. It's not that I'm nice. Or not that we nice, but we don't want to go overboard with it, right? I don't know what he doing. But that's why I say, like, I can't speak like what I'm saying is absolute fact without being for sure. So I could only speculate what's going on. But like, he fought him once. I don't see why it would be a big issue fighting him again. I know the fight was close, but I believe that Tank believes in himself and his craft and his ability. But I also believe the buildup was very odd. The press conferences were odd. The fight had some controversy. You know, he obviously made a change with the coaches. And I don't know if that's still the case. So maybe it's some things he should straighten it out on his end before he can get back in the ring. So I ain't going to try to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the guy that's, man, see, he ducking, because I see people doing that already. See, I told y'all that rematch ain't going to happen. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to, speak thoroughly on what I see and why I start to feel a certain way. Because it should be no secret. Why drag it out? You know what I'm saying? We just want to see, them dudes running back. You know what I mean? And what I hate it for Tank, because they're going to overanalyze it and they're going to blame it all on him without really knowing, because he is the A side. So he's going to wear the brunt of the responsibility for the fight happening or not happening. And then when you mix in the fact that Lamont Roach is speaking about him not signing his part, a fan asked Tank on Twitter about a press conference. He said, it's no press conference. It's just that simple. So that's all. You know what I mean? It obviously ain't happening right now. And I think it's kind of like, I don't know, a missed opportunity not to get it done. You know what I mean? How we pass the summer? How we going to go past the summer and we're going to get this fight? Is a little crazy to me. Shout out to Being Boxing News. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Shout out to the OG. Say Tank with his fans at all hail Devin Haney. I don't know. I mean, he just disappeared, man, after the fight. I thought he would be, Samuel, what it do, homie? Haney's not scared to lose. I think after that Ryan shit, he might have lit a little fire up on him. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's the thing. I get you, Oster, but I don't know for sure if that's the case. You get me? But I will point out what Lamont Roach is saying and what I think about how things are going, right? Mixed with what I seen in the last fight. I don't know 100% sure if it's just on his end, but as we are hearing, because he got a side too, but he just choose not to speak. But that's where it hurts him in this situation, because Lamont Roach comes out and speaks. You get what I'm saying? To try to let you know what's going on. So it just wouldn't hurt for Tank to do that. Only thing I don't like is like the lack of presence after a controversial fight. You could have did an interview with yourself wherever you want. You could have went live, talked about it. It just kind of faded away from the people, right? And they just left hanging. And now you get these weird announcements or these tentative announcements about fights, and then they don't come to fruition. And then, like I said, all the blame is going to go to him. That's not my style. I don't want to do that because I can't say definitively it's on him, right? It could be anything, but just going off of what they putting out there, he said something about it not being a press conference. Maybe he just was blowing the guy off, like I said, or maybe he's speaking like, now it ain't no press conference going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know. We don't know. He's playing around because he knows how the fans media moves. It could be. Somebody else said that. You know what I mean? And me too. Oster, I do too. Like I said, man, because the more information that I have that's valid, I can bring it to y'all and we can talk about it. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to be a guy that's going too far to the left or right. See, he ducking. Like, I could type in my search right now and show you videos of people doing that. See, he holding the fight up. He don't want this rematch. I told y'all ain't going to happen. Then it mess around and happen. And the person that said all of that to go quiet and just move to the next topic. Nah, after going crazy on him without even knowing what the deal is. So, like I said, the thing that hurts him is the silence. Silence is very powerful, but I think it's a time to be silent. It's a time to speak. It wouldn't be the worst thing to speak now, right? Where people want to hear from you. They want to hear what's going on, because I don't want to be the one putting the smut on his name. See, he ducking. He don't want to fight. They just went 12 hard rounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? You heard Lamont, he ain't scared, but they don't want to get embarrassed. Nobody do. No, none of these fighters do, especially guys that done built their careers and their resumes up. Like, guys ain't going out here just to take L's. So I don't know, you know what I mean? But I do believe that both fighters are confident in each other, you know what I'm saying, in their own skills. So I don't think of it like that, but I would lean toward it being business, because like I said, when you are a breadwinner and you have these fights that typically don't go the way you anticipate, you get what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. Nobody anticipated a draw, controversy, a knee, a corner, none of that stuff, right? Get me? But it happened. Nobody expected EJ to lose like that, but it did. He ain't been in the ring since. Now, he didn't have a loss, but it was an unexpected outcome. He's a top earner. So it makes me feel like it would be the business trying to consider, shit, do we get this dude another fight? Do we fight somebody else? That's just my thoughts on what it could be. I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see another good scrap, because I really believe that the rematch could be even better than the first fight, just off of anticipation and controversy from the first one. You want to see like what it could lead to. You know what I'm saying? He say he don't want to lose again. Shit, nobody do. I don't think so, though. The reason why I would never say he's scared, because he gave the man the opportunity. He didn't have to fight him. When you're given the opportunity, you get me? Think about it. Like, he ain't scared, but that's what Lamont said. But they ain't trying to get embarrassed. He don't want to lose. But that's the case, I think, for 99% of these fighters. None of the dudes want to get embarrassed and lose. Some don't care. Like, they whatever. But nah, dudes have pride and ego. They men. Like, dudes don't want to lose. But I can't just say, man, he ain't confident, because most people feel like Tank could do even better than what he did already. It's the consensus to a certain degree is that Lamont Roach is going to have to do even better than what he did. And can he do it? Can he fight and perform that well again in another 12-round fight? And that's why we all want to see that rematch. You know what I'm saying? Because we get that question answered. Blessings to the Queen, Aisha. How you feeling today? Always good. Shout out to the Queens, man. I appreciate y'all, man. That monster truck tuned up. Of course, that was gonna fire. I bet on it was diabolical. Yeah, it was, bro. He was smart. Boys be crying what it do, man. He's a smart guy. Personally think that's a budget problem. You get what I'm saying? But that's why I just like to have a conversation behind answers, because I don't have all the answers. But it's easy to blame the fighter, but I don't be thinking that. Just look at the last fight and the feel of it in the press conference, how it looked off. Think about how he's saying to a fan, there's no press conference. I don't know if there's any merit to what he's saying, but he said it. You get me? It's not just on him. Like, think about it. It did look budget. Like, they looked like they was in an auditorium or a gymnasium or something. His energy looked thrown off. And then I'm hearing certain people that, speaking on his behalf, saying basically treat him like a champion. Treat him like you treat the Canelos and everybody else. And I get that. Shit makes sense, because all he do is go out there and win. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if they're having them issues, it's like, watch it. It's like he the one that got to kind of get the brunt of it, right? Like, it's his fault, but all he do is make the money. He go out there, he break his own record, sell the tickets. So it's like, damn, why should I even be getting treated less than, you get what I'm saying, what I'm worth? Like, and that's just treatment. And that's from hearing people speak on his behalf saying that. Like, treat the man like y'all call him the face, treat him accordingly. And that's all. I could rock with that, because all he did was get in there and win. All he did was get in there and sell tickets, break number. You know what I'm saying? Crazy ass gates. Like, this shouldn't be the case. I'm thinking, like, if I'm him, like, why the hell I gotta go through this? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, budget issue, possibly not willing to pay Tank what he's looking for. Is actually reflect that someone has a pay issue. It's a possibility, man. Just and getting tired of it, just sounding like you're tired of the shit that come with the game. It's not even the fights. It's like all the other shit. That's what I heard in that press conference. people just be, so narrative driven that they don't really be listening. I heard frustration. You know what I'm saying? And this is right after saying how big your deal was. Think about it. That don't make sense to retire now. So it's not on him. I'm not blaming him, but I would think it's something business related. Think about how the first fight was. We did get a date, and it didn't happen on our date. It happened after the fact, and it's kind of the same thing now. That don't look like it has anything to do with him. Look like they got to get their shit in order over there. Possibly. That's what it looked like. But it don't. You're not about to get up here, and I'm not going to tell you he's scared because he fought the man. It don't make sense to be scared of somebody you gave an opportunity to that you didn't have to, right? Do we want to get embarrassed and lose? No, none of these dudes do. None of them. I don't care if they don't say it. That's obvious. Shit, who want to lose at anything in life, especially when you got millions of people watching? No, you don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? You want to cross every T, dot every I. That's all. But like I said, I just wish it was, somebody that was able to come out sometimes and speak on his behalf. He ain't got to do it. He is who he is. He ain't a big speaker. So that's cool. But sometimes it helps when people are able to kind of drop a little bit of information out there and calm the storm a little bit before people's imaginations start running wild. You get what I'm saying? Because it seemed like Roach been over there sitting, man. You heard Roach talk about fighting Shakur. Now he about to fight the winner of Haney and Norman. I'm like, damn, bro. You go get that rematch. Just keep working, man. Yeah, nobody wants to lose. None of them. Kyle Cooler, blessings, family. How you feeling, bro? Well, predicted is draw and bet on it. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. He predicted the 12 round. It was going to go 12 or something like that. Yes, sir, man. I probably will too, Teach. Most likely. Most likely I will, man. Reign of peace, Queen. Shout out to the queens of the chat. My God, Teach. Difference between today's fighters and yesterday's fighters. Back in the day, the competition was most important. Not wins and losses. Yeah. I just think things gradually grow and change over time. And I think you just got to adjust with the times, right? That those were some golden years of boxing, and I think everybody could agree. But I think now, being that it's, social media driven, it's such a big part of it, like images, like, you know what I mean? People have ego, pride, like, you get me? This shit is just very toxic too, though, because I can't, and I level with the fighters to a certain degree, because imagine constantly putting on for fans and you winning all your fights, and the first time you lose, they like, I got exposed, he a bum, I told you this is that. So I don't fully blame them sometimes. Like, I feel like we got to do better. Why do we throw people away after they give us a fight that we want? After they take a loss to a, a meaningful fight? We shouldn't trash the guys, like, because that, I don't think that's encouraging them to want to take challenges either, right? They gonna do it their way, especially if they know that no matter what you do, or at least if they feel like no matter what they do, who they beat, who they fight, they gonna never be appreciated. Get what I'm saying? That's why people really move for them, and there are some, I think, that's out there, and they might do it for the fans and stuff like that, but for the most part, man, guys is in it for them and their families, man. They getting theirs and getting up out of there. The fans don't really be for the fighter. They be for who's winning. Get what I'm saying? So I think we just overall got to do a better job of supporting people after they lose. Like, yeah, you criticize them, have some fun, tell some jokes, but we be throwing fighters away. Tank got a draw on his record. They are, he got his ass beat by Roach and a 30-pounder. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, damn, like, bro, shit, Dank, what it do? 704 Joe, what it do? Top of the morning to everybody. Shout out to the Clean Arena. So, you know what I mean? Not ever straight up. Sometimes Big Texas, what it do? I have to be a champion to be treated as, yeah, for sure. And I think in his situation, right, he's used to being treated a certain way, bro. He ain't did nothing but go out there and win these fights. I shouldn't be having to, BS dates, and my dates not happening on time, or the press conference is not up to par. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with that. Like, just try to put yourself in the shoes of the fighter. And I'm only assuming some of that is the case because when I hear a fighter say they want their money and want to get the hell out of here, when I say, man, they probably be on the island somewhere just away, and you start hearing how fake it is, I hear frustration. Like, and that, to me, it's not even opponent based. That's the business related, right? Like, me and Behind the Hands talk about it all the time. We see people, a regular occurrence, talking about leaving the sport. We see world champions, female fighters, male fighters, they be talking about walking away from the sport because of the business and how frustrating it is to get fights and things to work out. So, I just try to put myself in his shoes, and You know, it might be a real reason why it's a snag. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the way y'all treat Canelo, right? Yeah, kiss his ass. Literally. Literally. You know what I'm saying? He go handpick guys regularly and don't get rid of. You get what I'm saying? Tank still giving you what he give you. So I don't understand the difference in the treatment, but I do see it. You know what I mean? Once it was brought to my attention, I'm like, damn, you're right. You're right. So Canelo learned fluent English and gave more full English interviews. You ever got Tank? I love Tank, but you got to do more for his fans. I think don't isolate yourself because you got to rock with the people that really rock with you because there's real ones out there like me and some of the fam in the chat. Like people really rock with the guys. So I think just a little bit more interactions with the people, with the fans will go an extremely long way for them. I really do. Shout out to my cousin. Yeah, man, I'm going to try to pop right back on that for y'all already know. But I missed yesterday, and I didn't like the way it felt because I meant to come on last night, but I was so tired because we've been moving, and we finally got that out the way. Now we getting back to it. Shout out to Cuzzo. You don't work too hard over there because I know you be working. Look how you get me. You get me. Look how they did him. Look how they did him, BN. They tossed him away, tossed him in the trash. And they still trashing him to this day. The man actively is talking about fighting Brian Norman. That shit's supposed to be in November. Look how they did him. You get me. That's exactly my point. We be throwing these fighters away. Yeah, go out there and fight them. Don't run from them. They ain't do none of that running. Got his bell rung all types of ways, and they trashing him. Tank got a draw. They start trashing him. We got to stop that. Criticism is fine, but slander and trashing these fighters because they lost or won is whack. It is. Fake ass Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. I don't know who people think they are nowadays, but it's whack. Stop trashing the fighters, man. Let these dudes know we rock with you. We're going to support, win, lose, or draw. Make the right fights. We there to support. But we don't do that. Make the right fight. Take a loss. Oh, he ain't shit. I told you he got exposed. And I'm like, damn, bro. Fate, what it do? Think they becoming different on rematches. Telling you, this would be the first. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll be motivated for it. Dante's Boxing Talk. My homie, what's good with it? How you feeling? Where my guy at? Who that? D1. The homie in the back. Hold on, where you at? Shout out to the homie D1, man, hitting the cash app, always supporting the grind. My homie, what's good with it, man? KB, good morning, fam. Shout out to my guy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to D1. Appreciate you, bro. You at work? Yeah, don't work too hard. Cigar talk. My guy Najee is in the building. What's good, bro? Yes, man. Shout out to my boxing, man. Right, Canelo. Yeah, he do whatever he want. He do. And it's like, just got to do better, man. I'm telling you, we got to do better, yo. I want to be clear. Y'all know what I preach over here, and I'm 101. You don't have to slander and trash a fighter to get your point across, yo. You don't. They hear this shit. They hear it too. And I ain't trying to hear all the, well, get lead boxing. Don't box then. It ain't for you. It's not that. We go above and beyond. Imagine putting everything into your craft, and the first time something don't go your way, it's not criticism that they tripping on. It's getting slandered and dragged for weeks on end. That shit is corny to me. Losing has been a part of boxing since the sport has been here. You get what I'm saying? That old shit don't mean nothing. It really don't. You get what I'm saying? I don't give a damn who lose, what fight you lose. I don't care. Just fight again, bro. You go out there and do you, and you take a loss. Hey, it's part of the game. But I'm telling you, and I ain't saying everybody, but I see it on bro. I see people on a that's why I don't like Twitter. I see all they do is toxic all day long. Like they trash fighters 24/7. These dudes don't even be fighting, and it's like it's like all day. And it's like you can never please these people. You got win 30 fights in a row, and you got one draw, and now they talking crazy. Like, and I get it, it's a part of the game, but we got to do better, man. That shit, people hear that, and it's like start feeling like the fans is ungrateful. No matter what you do, they gonna trash you. You can't even lose. You got guys can't even lose rounds. Like, you get what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. You can't have an off night no more in boxing. Like, what's going on with these fans, bro? This shit, you show me you go to work every single day of your life and had the best day ever. You don't. I don't care who you are. Ain't no way in hell you go through life every day and whatever it is that you do, you just have the best day ever. That's pretty much what they got to do. And they got to do it in front of people. They got to have a best night every single time. And if they don't, God forbid they slip up and lose, are we really there to support great fights and great fighters, or just trash them? We'll support you as long as you're winning. You don't dare. Nowadays, you ain't got to lose the O. You got to have a draw. You can have a draw, a close fight, and they're gonna nail you to the cross. It's weird. So I'm here for the support the fighters. Look, man, whatever's going on with this rematch, I hope they figure it out. Give us that fight. They both deserve it. They gave us a great chess match in that first one. 12 rounds. We got 36 minutes. Tank got tested. He gave back just as good as he got in many instances, and it's just worth another fight. So I'm not about to blame everything on him when I just seen his press conferences looking off. That ain't on him. You get what I'm saying? I'm seeing things look off. And of course, naturally, it'll throw your mood off. If shit ain't going right, you like, what is this? Like, come on, man. I put on. Y'all tell me I'm breaking my own records at this point. Why am I in an auditorium or a gymnasium? But that's on me, right? So that y'all clearly don't see something going on with the business. That's why I be saying I can't blame everything on the fighter, bro. I know what I just watched. You'll be pissed off too. All you do is win. And they got you on some bullshit. They got you out here releasing dates that's not coming to fruition. Nah, that's not a good look. He was pissed off about that. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Come on, man. They would have loved to see the fight out there in Houston. My man probably still in the chat. He would have loved to see that fight in Houston. And then he had to get, oh, that's not out in Houston. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, it's too much. That's why these dudes be ready to get the hell up out of here. Shout out to Twin. That's why they be ready to get up out of here. I'm not blaming these dudes. I just want to see the fights. And unless I have all the answers, I can't just lean into one fighter and put it all on him. You don't know what's going on, you know? But like I said, just don't feel normal. This is not the normal feel for a Tank fight, you know? But it is what it is. I hope we still get it, you know? Seeing Devin versus Brian, yeah, man. We're going to talk about that too. But I just wanted to make sure I, gave my fair spin on what I feel like is going on. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, look, Ann McQueen can't hate the game, man. Can't hate the game or the player. You know what I'm saying? Losing is a part of life in so many different facets. You get me? But it should be normalized. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go out there and get beat up and it's okay to just lose, but to a degree, if you go out there and give it everything you got and you fall short, why should you get trashed for that? Get me? So that's where I'm at. That's all. You know what I mean? Lose, you're going to lose. You're going to take losses. You know what I mean? Started Floyd Mayweather. You know what? I know a lot of people say that, and I hear y'all because they've been saying it for years. Shout out to AD. Look, I'll give you something else to think about. As it pertains to that Floyd stuff. Al Booger, shout out to you. And McQueen, my guy. Think about it. Floyd only did what was best for him in his career. I'm pretty sure he never thought that everybody would possibly be trying to emulate what Floyd Mayweather did. And could you fully blame him? You're a young guy. Think about how influential that is to you. You young, you in the sport, or you aspiring to be a pro boxer, and you see this guy with all this money living the way he living. That shit gonna be intoxicating and very influential. So when you get there, you're gonna be trying to do what you felt like he did, or the best. You're gonna be doing your version of what you feel like he did. But here's the problem, where the problem lies. A lot of people fall short with this quote unquote Mayweather way because they don't truly do it his way. He had like a tale of two different careers for me. And Pretty Boy, we all know, to the money Mayweather, like he really went through the ringer and fought through. If y'all really trying to do what Floyd did, then y'all gonna take on the toughest challenges possible, because that's what he was doing. Up until he got in the driver's seat, then he started making business moves and making fights that made money as well as challenge, right? That just he was able to sell these fights in the latter half of his career. You get what I'm saying? But that's why I blame these new fighters, because y'all got to do what's best for y'all. Floyd only did what's best for him. Y'all, you can't duplicate and try to do what the next man did. Floyd, it would never work because these guys are not Floyd. They don't have his work ethic, his habits, right? His preparation. Some people just don't have that God-given talent that he has. So they're going to always miss the mark. You get me? So I think it's okay to look at somebody's game and try to emulate some things and pick some things from it. But ultimately, I don't think it's on Floyd, because the only thing he could have did is what's best for him. in his career, and that's all he did. You know what I'm saying? He just did what was best for him. And the fact that everybody else followed suit, you know what I'm saying, or tried to, that's really on them. You know what I mean? Outside of Pitbull, fighting Tank, people don't get another fight for at least 8 months. Rolly, 1 year. Hector, 11 months. Ryan, 8 months. Frank, 1 year and count. Santa Cruz over a year. Barrios, 8 months. That's an interesting point, man. Straight wins don't make you the best. It just means you got lucky, right? That's what they be saying. That's what they be saying, though. To me, I mean, it don't mean you the best, but I think it speaks volumes about you as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really hard to get lucky that many times, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? It definitely don't make you the best, and people said that a number of times. You know, it's not. I don't know what you mean. Going where? I don't know what you mean. We're not going where? Where we going? We still talking boxing, ain't we? We ain't go nowhere we wasn't supposed to go. We still talking boxing. So, you know, and you can say, you know, speak freely over here. Like, we don't got to bite our tongues, you know. Famous quote in any sports is a copycat league. Yes. People gonna try to emulate what they feel like is we work for the next guy. And I think ultimately you gotta do what works for you. You gotta do the best for you and not try to do what the next man is doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's where these guys you know, that's what these newer fighters got to realize. Like, it's okay to take certain things from his game and try to implement it into yours. But he was understanding the business. A lot of y'all or the newer fighters, they'll tell you don't even be understanding the business. So y'all gonna always fall short trying to be Floyd. Can't be him. You know what I'm saying? Like he did. That's why I say every man is supposed to do what's best for him or her. You know what I mean? Every man or woman, every fighter. So you can't. You know what I mean? I don't think what Floyd did is going to be duplicated the way he did it because it was one of one. It was original, right? Fake. So I'm not trying to take any accomplishment. I get you. Floyd did he did. That's all I think he did was in his best interest. What I feel like most fighters should do. You point, I totally agree. It's not as far. I agree. The way he broke it down, it promotes. It's all good. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to do it your way. And that's what he did it his way. And if you want to be honest, they created the monster to me that Floyd is, because it was once upon a time when he talked way more, he was soft-spoken almost. He talked way different, but he never got the credit. And I think he became the villain. He's like, so no matter who I beat, y'all still not going to give my, well, you know what? You get me? And I think they created that monster by not giving him his credit, slighting him, putting other guys, ranking other guys over him, shit like that. I think he had a chip on his shoulder, and he transformed into money made and never looked back. He made that, and he marketed their hate and turned it into millions for itself. You get me? So that's another thing. It's like, don't look at a piece of what Floyd did and try to do it. Like, don't just, he fought for a long time where his O was at risk before he started making those business decisions. These fighters don't have that type of career going for themselves, so they're gonna always miss the mark because they're not even having the opponents. You know what I mean? They don't travel the kind of road that he traveled to get to where he got to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dad definitely taking the tough fights. We're gonna get to it, but shout out to Tank, man. I hope this him saying to this fan is not gonna be no press conference. It's just him shooing them off, or maybe he's speaking about it as of right now. August 16th was a date. Like I said, it's July now. I don't see it happening then, but like bro mentioned, could be budget related. I don't think a guy is scared to fight. You know what I'm saying? When he clearly was just in there training and putting work in too. So just gonna have to wait to see what comes from it. But I won't put too much on it and try to blame one fighter without no information. So Roach look like he ready to go. Tank silence. It keeps people guessing. So it's worked for him up until this point. Maybe he got a bigger plan, you know. Eric was good with it. Want to get breaks? Yeah, they don't. Nobody do. Nobody. Yeah, that's a fact, Eric. That nobody wants to lose, get embarrassed or humiliated, especially when you put everything you got into this sport and you know you don't get nothing back. It's crazy. Black champion, you bring and that bring another. Oh yeah. For sure, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but it is what it is, you know. But at the end of the day, Floyd forced people to have to give him his credit because he just kept winning. And I think at the end of the day, all these guys got to do what's best for them and their careers. You know what I mean? But let's keep rolling, man. So I don't know there. We're gonna see. Only time to tell, but I definitely don't see it happening in August. And I feel like they just missed out an opportunity to keep it going while, you know, keep these both guys active and still, you know, ready to go. Like instead of it being like extra months in between when they actually fought. That's the only thing I don't like. But it is what it is. Let's keep rolling. Hit that like button for your boy on this. Where we at? What time is it? Like almost noon. We're gonna keep rolling, y'all. Shout out to Team Tank and Team Roach, man. We looking for that rematch, fellas, and we're gonna be here waiting on it, man. So let's keep it pushing on real quick. This was the Roach talking about fighting a winner.
But y'all can hear me. After I beat Tank, I'm fighting a winner of Devin Haney and Brian Norman. There you go. I'm not gonna say it again. Y'all can clip it. Y'all can do whatever. That's what I'm doing. You heard it here first. All right, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. W Roach. W Roach. W Roach. Grave diggers forever. At 47. Yes, at 47.
Yo, Roach is a fool, bro. I seen a couple videos of that. I was wondering what people was talking about, but I seen the clip. Look, Roach streaming, he on Twitch, he on all type of stuff. He could be trolling, bro. He could definitely be trolling. You telling me you're gonna go from 35 to 47? Nah. And how could he just say he gonna do that? You get me? I don't think you don't have the power to just, you know, jump up to 47 and say you fighting him. So I think he was just having fun with the people, and you know, he on some content shit, right? He doing Twitch and all that. So he probably having fun with the people. I don't see him going up to 47 and fighting. Neither of them, not the winner. And even Devin Haney responded to that too real briefly. Where is it at? Deb was like, what the hell? There you go. And Deb was like, what? He laughed it off like, what? So I think he just, I'm telling you, he just pissing. I'm telling you, I've been seeing it for a while, man. He been like just playing to the people because they keep saying he's celebrating a draw, but they fail to realize it was a big fight. It was a big head, right? He do got that pit bull head. He do bulldog head. I seen him in person. When I was at the Boots fight, I seen Lamont Roach. Eric Crawford going through the same. Yeah, you already know that's a fact, and that's why I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? 06 at 40, that I don't be liking it because we do this to all our champions, and I'm like, at what point do we just appreciate the fighters? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think he playing into pissing him off on some trolling type stuff. I don't think he fighting nobody at 47. Think about it, he still got a title at 130, so it's a chance you can still see him there, but I don't know. After a second fight? At 35, I feel like he should stay up there unless he really want to try to chase more belts at 130, especially if you have another really good performance, win, lose, or draw. If you have a really good performance, then you should consider staying there. Using this to say Roach was bigger than Tank all along. Oh, shit. That ain't crazy, bro. It is wild. Shout out to my baby girl. The queen is just do. How you feeling? How you feeling? Care that he said that. I'm a Tank fan, right? I don't need it, right. But some people just be mad. See, you a supporter. You gotta call yourself a supporter, cousin. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call yourself a supporter. No, them fans is wild. Them fans, they be in my inbox tripping sometimes. But yeah, some people get mad at everything. I think he just been playing to some of the people that been saying he's been celebrating the draw and promoting the draw. He on a draw tour or whatever they were saying. But yeah, I think that was the biggest fight of his career, and he fought his ass off. People gonna want to talk to him. You get what I'm saying? But at no point in none of the interviews is he ever trashing Tank or saying something crazy. He's not doing that. So I can't wait to see it, man. Lamont just having some fun though. I don't think he'll be fighting no Devin Haney, nobody like that. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. But we're going to keep building, y'all. We're going to keep building. So I just wanted to touch on that briefly because I seen it going around and people probably thought that it was some type of like, you know, validity to it. I think he just playing. He said, I ain't gonna say it again because you ain't doing it. You just having fun with the people, and I ain't tripping on that. So let's keep rolling, man. Let's keep rolling. Bob Arum, man. Bob Arum back in the news. Fans getting more fights than the actual fight. I swear they do. Swear you see what I see, bro. And that's the stuff that be blowing me. But Bobby Arum is back in the news, man. You know, he kind of dissed Devin Haney, called him a track star, man. He said, we looking forward to working with our friend, His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh, is the best welterweight in the world. Brian Norman Jr. defends his WBO title this November in Riyadh against track star Devin Haney. He done called Dev a track star. Dev said, shouldn't this guy be worried about the fact that he blew $90 million from ESPN and now has no TV deal? Sheesh. Y'all tough on Bob. Tough on Bobby Arum, man. OG Bobby Arum.
Times Square fights really didn't make very much sense because they were all built up as one step with the next step already talked about. That Haney was going to fight somebody else and Garcia was going to fight Haney or something like that. In which case, these fighters all engaged in safety first. And so the fights turned out to be very boring. But again, that was a mistake that Turki made. But he wasn't being malicious in making that mistake. It was somebody who didn't have the experience would figure to make a mistake like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bobby. And so you heard what Bobby was talking about, the Times Square fights, the Fatal Fury event that people dreaded. But, you know, he called Devin Haney a track star. And look, man, if he ran every single fight, yeah, by all means, call him a track star, bro. But it was one off. It was one fight. I think he was trying to protect the bag. I think he did protect the bag. I think he made it to the next fight. I think he avoided a disaster, getting hit, dribbled off the canvas with left hooks. It's a lot of things that I think he was able to accomplish, little things that he was able to accomplish for himself to get through the fight. And sometimes it just is what it is. You got to get the win. So it was a uneventful fight, but it won't be the first time we've seen them those type of fights where you just not that pleasing to the eye. But I'm just interested in seeing what's next for him. And this Brian Norman thing can answer the questions that I still have for him as well as y'all. I don't think he can fight with that much movement with such a limited offense and be successful against Norman. So I think he's going to have to take more chances naturally, and that's going to lead to a pretty interesting fight. If he's just there to kind of survive or kind of, you know, fight how he did against Ramirez, I think his stock really going to take a hit. I think people are going to really start talking about how he done and he finished, and he's going to make that fight extremely difficult to win. You can't win that fight moving so much, not being still. You can't win like that and not really no consistent offense. Like without abandoning your jab, you won't be able to beat a Brian Norman doing that. To me, moving. I just don't see that working out for you. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll go bad. Real talk. So you got to be smart. Definitely got to be smart, man. What happened? Why you delete? Oh shit. All right. Killer B, what's good with it? My bad. I just threw me off. Sunshine, what's good, fam? B Dog, with it. So look, like I was saying, y'all, the just one fight, one off. Don't you can't label somebody after one fight. You got to do something more than once to be considered, you know, that, right? And I made the point the other day. A KO artist is a KO artist because he shows you what he can consistently get guys out of there, right? You get what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. If you're going to call somebody a track star, then you should be able to point to consistent fights where they run and just use their legs to survive and make the fights uneventful. This is the only fight that you've seen go that way. So I got to stop the buck right there. and say, well, we're going to be watching next time to see if this is how you fight. So if he comes out there in the very next fight and he does that same shit, same approach, now I'm going to start thinking mentally he might be, you know, not good, because boxing is mostly mental. Physically, he can still perform and do the things he need to do. But if you're in your own head, that's going to be a problem. So that's what I want to see. I just want to see if he's able to figure it out from this fight to the next one, because he got the right guy to do it against. Brian Norman Jr. ain't going to be no easy fight. Ain't going to be nobody easy to play with in there. It ain't going to be no just playing keep away, boxing and moving easily all night. I just don't see that shit. That dude got a real jab. His left hand is dangerous. His right hand is dangerous. Like, it's all bad. You get what I'm saying? It's all bad. You get me? I said, who had the Bob account? Devin get cracked. He might have to make a decision to go. That Jerry Riley, I'm telling you, B-Dog, he do that, boy. They gonna hate him. They gonna kill him. So that's why I like this fight for him, because it gives him an opportunity to prove to the people how wrong they was about you, right or wrong. It's on him. You was, you know, your dad was talking about this fight. You know, you've been talking. Now you tweeting about it and shit. Norman on board. I want to see it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And this is Bill Haney, man. He said boxing had ESPN. The stage was set. The audience was there. Then Bob Arum blew it with the stale in-house matchups. Legendary fumble ruined the momentum of the entire sport. Boxing's back on fire. Thank you, Turkey. Haney Norman. Nah, it's Norman Haney. I ain't even gonna lie. He the champion. It ain't gonna be no Haney first to me. I don't even think that makes sense, though. But this is, he said, Bob, see now running his mouth, forgot he's no longer in charge. Devin Haney ran to get Brian Norman the biggest fight of his career, while ESPN ran away from doing business with Top Rank. ESPN, real track stars running from Bob and his smoke and mirrors. I mean, I don't really get into those kind of games. I could care less. Bob been in the business for a long time. I think he's way entirely too old to try to diss him. You know, I don't know if you can blame ESPN going away from Top Rank on Bob Arum alone, right? But who knows? Shit, at 90 plus years old, he don't need to be in charge, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, man, y'all fought over there and y'all said y'all was treated right, and then later on you said that they did y'all dirty. So you just never know what Bill, he just doing what he typically do, talk his shit, and it's all good. But I'm glad this fight is coming. You got a number of different people that feel like a way about this, you know? I mean, they got Dev Haney opening up already as the favorite, a betting favorite on FanDuel, man. So let's see if FanDuel got it right. You know, let's see if FanDuel got it right. I hear people saying Brian Norman never been in the ring with an elite level boxer. It's definitely not like Devin Haney, X, Y, and Z. Problem is, how many full-fledged welterweights could you say Devin Haney been in the ring with? He's pretty damn athletic in his own right. Brian Norman is. Power in both hands. He got a really good jab, and he can box, and he know how to move in there. So it's a lot of things that he can do that people are overlooking. He's improved in certain areas, and he's just getting better. And I do believe he know how to cut the ring off. I just don't see a scenario where you get in there and box and move for 12 rounds easily without no resistance. He's going to hit you. He's not old. He's 23 years old. He's not what Ramirez is. He's not over 30. You get what I'm saying? He's not at the back end of his career. He's not slowing down. He's strong as hell. You get what I'm saying? He undefeated. He confident as hell. That's going to be a tough fight. And I respect the hell out of it, because you didn't look exactly yourself in your last fight. So for you to take one like this, I got to tip my hat, like I've been saying. And they got you as a favorite. They better hope they're right. I know he's the more experienced, more accomplished. But I don't know, man. Styles make fights, bro. And if you can't keep Norman at bay, keep him honest and keep something in his face, you're going to have a really tough night. You're going to have a tough night. I don't think playing keep away is the way you go about it. You're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to take chances against that guy. And he's going to hit you. You get what I'm saying? So you going to get them questions answered about your chin for sure. Crack you on that chin. Man, I just want to see it. So look, I like it. FanDuel got it. Like, man, look, Dev is more experienced. He got this in the bag. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough fight. They're gonna be fighting in Saudi. It's gonna be in November. That's like neutral ground because neither one of them from Saudi. I don't know, man. It's a tough fight. Ty said Brian Norman last opponent just woke up a couple days ago. Memory loss. Now that's real. He did. Shout out to Ty. He did, bro. He did. Crypto Charlie, no one on Norman resume comes close to Dev's skill and technical ability, talking pivots, feint, and angles. Listen, shout out to Crypto Charlie, man. Look, you talking that talk. He'd be the most experienced, accomplished, most technically sound, fundamentals, and all those things are true. But you still got to go off of what you seen the last time, right? I'm expecting that he'll show more of his arsenal and go into his bag more because he has to. I think if he don't, then he runs the risk of really losing in a bad way. So yeah, he got to be Devin. You got to be the dream. You got to use that long ass jab. Keep that jab in his face. You got to use that straight right hand. You got to be consistent with that jab. You're gonna have to utilize the ring. Use your feet. You got to mix it up, but you have to bring more to the table offensively than you did against Ramirez. I think he's capable of doing it. I think it's just mental with him. I don't think he physically broken or nothing like that. He can still perform, but it's do he trust in his offense the same way after going through all that with Devin? I mean, with Ryan. So that's what it is. It's mental for him. Like, if he's not using his jab, Devin Haney, to me, that's an advantage for his opponent. I think that's his best weapon, and I think not using it is silly. You get what I'm saying? You got to find a way to get that jab on track because that's one of your primary weapons. It's been that way throughout your entire career unless you're about to change it. And you get what I'm saying? Why would you? So, you're going to need a consistent jab in Brian Norman face. You're going to need to mix it up. You're going to have to keep him honest. You're going to have to make him respect you because if not, that fight is going to be bad. You're not going through no whole fight, not getting hit. He's faster, sharper, stronger than Ramirez. He did better technique. Like, it's a lot going on. And he just getting better. He's 23 and he younger than your ass. And you young. You get me? So just think. You ain't getting there with no old guy. You getting in a legit welterweight that's filled out to the weight. He ain't got no issues. Ernest, what's good, homie? How you feel? He say putting a house on Norman B-Dogs. I got B Norman. It's hard for me to bet against him being what I've seen more recently. Because, all right, you got the last couple of fights from Devin, right? Whoop Regis' ass. Shout out to the Rougarou. That's my guy. He took Regis to school. Went through hell with Ryan. And then he beat Jose Ramirez. It's his last 3 fights. And then you look at Brian Norman's last 3 fights. What you got? Santillan, Cuevas, and Sensaki. It's not the names per se for Brian Norman that's like jumping out at you. It's the performances. So it's one thing to beat a guy that people expect you to beat, but they thought he was going to lose against Santillan. Beat his ass. Beat the fight out of him. You know what I'm saying? Whoop Derek Cuevas' ass as well. They was worried there. Sensaki, you better not get stopped. Stopped him in his backyard. So his performances are really stand out to me. His last 3, and you look at Devin's last 3, and you see him, and you like, okay. You see, he got to get back to more what he was doing against Regis. That's boxing. That's standing his ground when he need to, and utilizing his tools, getting in his bag, being sharp. You know what I mean? That's what he got to be confident. If he's not confident, I think he's going to do a lot of moving. He do a lot of moving. People going to criticize it. They're going to boo it. Think about it. You know what I mean? As much as Turkey did, just give him some praise for saying, he respect that Devin Haney will fight anybody. But he also said something about the Tom and Jerry match, and you was one of the guys that had a fight very similar to his explanation there. So it's a tricky situation. He definitely respects you, obviously, but he don't want to see the kind of fight that you just put on last time. So here's my question. Does Devin Haney go in here and a fight with Brian Norman with any added pressure not to fight a Tom and Jerry type of fight? Does he allow the way Turkey feels about guys that move a lot and the fans to dictate a fight again, or do he just block that out and go try to get a win? You get me? Because look, the last 2 fights ain't been the best for him. Like, one of them, he was cheated. The other one, he won, left a lot of meat on the bone. Could have did more, just didn't do it. I think it was mental. You can't do that against Brian Norman. I think he will touch your chin. He will test you. You got to be ready, bro. It could get bad. It could get ugly in there. It could get all KOs. It could get ugly in there. Still green product. Look, he's still learning. He's still learning. And styles do make fights. But again, just consider this, Crypto. You thinking of Dev boxing with 2-4. What it do? You thinking of Dev at his absolute best, right? You thinking of Dev as his absolute best. I don't know if I could say seeing him in his last fight was him at his absolute best. So if I'm thinking, all right, I'm expecting him to be 100% and then be the Devin he was before Ryan, then hell yeah, we gonna get us one. I think we're gonna really get a really good fight. But I can't fully say that he's gonna return to the guy before Ryan, the Rougarou, the Regis Pro-Grade Devin Haney. Like I don't, and when I say that, it's just anything before Ryan Garcia and not after, which is only one fight, right? But you can't do that. You can't be less of yourself. You can't be out there with no jab when that's your primary weapon. You can't just be moving, not setting your feet, constantly giving up ground. You know what I mean? Throw a couple punches, get up out of there. You can't do that. I don't think you can do that with Norman. I think he'll get you. I think he'll eventually eclipse you. You know what I'm saying? If you fight that way. You know what I mean? So you got to be smart. Ghetto Fab, what it do, man? It's not going to be an easy fight for him. It ain't supposed to be, but I respect the hell out of it. He did prove some people wrong, and he made some people kind of eat their words with them saying he wouldn't fight this dude. So anything can happen between now and November, but right now it look like it's on. Look like it's on. Turk like Devin Haney will fight anyone, and I respect that. Okay, I like it. So remember, y'all, Bill made this call. That means a lot. You never know. We're gonna see. You can't undo the damage. Nope. So now it's like, for me, Ernest, I wonder, can you return to form? Get what I'm saying? Can you return to form? Can you have that dominant jab again? You get what I'm saying? Can you put the performances together without looking unsettled, uncomfortable because I ain't gonna lie, at no point in the fight really did he look comfortable, and that was alarming to me because you had a guy in there that just was not enough of himself where you could have looked like so much more, and you missed the mark in that regard, right? You didn't do what people expected you to do. You could have did a lot better. I personally think that. I'm not knocking him. The opportunities were there. He left a lot of meat on the bone. So my thing is, now we have to go into this next fight hoping that he gonna be even better than what he was against Ramirez. And just think, y'all, Ramirez is an older guy, slower guy, got some wear and tear, not quite the same dude. Fights a bit more domesticated since having his family and getting married and all that good stuff. Brian Norman, 23 years old, and he all gas, no breaks. He 23. His feet are good. Feet are fine. His health is fine. Both of his hooks work. One of your Achilles heel might be a left hook. His can land. That's not Ramirez. And he gonna throw more than one or two. Like that's his offhand. The shit that gave you hell is his offhand. This dude punching with both. He got a jab that knocked Cuevas 6 feet across the ring. Bro, I don't see a scenario where you in there and you just boxing. Hell no. You about to go through hell, dude. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this might end up being his toughest fight. If you move and another Jose, man, your stock going to take a crazy hit, bro. They're going to be looking at you crazy, even if you do win. You know what I mean? They already saying that that's what you're going to do. If this fight is boring, it's going to be because of you, not them. So I don't want to put that on him. I think Devin understands that if you're gonna fight a guy like Brian Norman, you gotta fight for real. You gotta mix it up. Ain't gonna just be no, I'm a box some more. Like Brian Norman, like bro said, Crypto, he's still growing, but I think he's past green. He's definitely not green. Nah, he's still growing. He's a developing, growing champion. So he's still at a very interesting point in his career where, you know, it's still up for, he's still constantly growing. He ain't fully peaked out yet. So maybe there's, you know, or you share different experiences. Maybe you can use that to your advantage, but this dude's coming to fight, yo. He knows his way around the ring. He's a smart dude. Pay attention to detail. He know how to make adjustments. He's a road warrior. He's used to traveling. You know what I mean? On the road, like he got good experience under his belt. Him being in Saudi ain't gonna matter. As long as he in a boxing ring, he good. Telling you, man, Brian Norman, that shit not gonna be easy. I don't see no scenario where he just box from the outside and stay clean all night. I don't see that shit. Some points you're gonna have to set your feet and really go at this guy. Not jabbing and throwing little shots and move. That shit ain't gonna work. You got to do a lot more, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cyree. It was good with it, fam. Certain to his chin. I'm telling you, and Ernest is gonna get tested. That chin gonna get tested for real. Yank this Shakur simulation fight. Take this Shakur simulation fight. Norman to just walk down there because nobody's done that. Nah. It's not about just walking them down. It's a fight, Crypto. And think about it. He's fought lesser guys than Brian Norman. He's fought smaller guys than Brian Norman. To your point, I don't think he's just gonna walk them down like with ease, right? But one of the guys that Devin Haney fought in the past that was able to kind of walk in there with no jab and just fire off hooks was JoJo Diaz. Little ass JoJo Diaz. Get what I'm saying? Brian Norman got a good jab, a hell of a jab. I know it. Like I know we all seen him jab Quavers across the ring. Like you get him, put that man down with a jab, man. You get me? So I don't expect him to just walk Dev down because Dev has educated feet. He has good feet to me, but he was looking so unsettled. He got it. Like you get me? That's still stuck in my head. That can't be him fight night in November. He gotta bring the dream out. You know what I'm saying? He gotta be him. Utilize his weapons, go in his arsenal. He got to be more comfortable and confident in his abilities. And I just seen a very unsettled fighter. People said he was scared. Nah, you don't get in the ring. Like nobody forced him to do that. I just thought he was unsettled and trying to use the rounds round by round to kind of build his confidence. And the fight looked a certain way because he wasn't utilizing the tools accordingly. And he had a lot of like dead spots where he was just moving. So he said he's gonna make it dirty for Haney. Yeah. And prove him wrong too. I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you. I just think it's gonna be extremely hard to keep the man at bay. You know what I'm saying? It is, and you gotta have some weapons. You gotta have a good game plan, I think, right? Because I think Brian Norman a little slept on because he's an unexpected champion. But think about how many times he keep proving people wrong. And in the last few fights, I've heard people literally pick against him. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Crypto Charlie. Appreciate you, man. Welcome to the fan, man. Over here, we just like to build. Give everybody just do. And we like conversations. I ain't got all the answers. Like I let y'all speak y'all piece as well, man. So appreciate you. But yeah, man, he got a ways to go, man. So I just want to see him put himself in the best position possible. I love this fight for him, even though it's risky because it says a lot about his character. Yeah, you could look at Brian Norman as still a developing champion, right? He's still growing. But he passed green. He a champ now. He done defended that belt. He done took that thing to Japan. He shake all that. He out of, you get me? So it's like, yeah, he's still young and youthful and maybe lack certain experiences, but that shit, he covering a lot of ground because he legit becoming a road warrior. And when you can consistently win, when people are expecting you to lose or just counting you out, says a lot about your character. And I feel like he the kind of guy that his confidence is going to grow with the work he putting in and the success. He's not going to get big-headed, but you can't tell him he ain't getting better. You can't tell him he ain't a legit champion. You can't tell him he ain't a legit threat for anybody at 47. You get me? He knows it because he has the body of work now and the performances to back up the claim or the confidence that, he displays every time he in that ring. Like, just look at the way he looking more and more comfortable. Look how calm he was under pressure when Sensaki was throwing the kitchen sink at the man. Bro was calm as hell under that fire. So you telling me you're not even going to put pressure on him? You're going to try to box him? Bro going to catch you at some point, bro. He's going to make you fight. Telling you, that's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I can see Devin Haney having success boxing from the outside. But you're going to have to mix it up. It can't just be one thing. Devin got some tools. The more comfortable he get, the more you're going to see them tools. Like I said, I've watched him set up his offense behind his jab, straight right hand people, go to their body, move, get out the way, make a miss. When he clicking on all cylinders, he can box fluently and make it tough for you in there. But if he's less than that, now that makes it tougher for him because neither guy could afford to go in the fight being less of what they are. And I'm only saying it based off the last fight. I know he got room for improvement and opportunity to show more, but just with if I'm going off of the last fight or so, There's some questions that he still got to answer, and that alone makes this fight risky. He can box. He understands the game. He knows how to move. He knows his way around the ring. So it ain't like he's some fish out of water. But this is how you earn the respect of the people. And win, lose, or draw, I got respect for both of these dudes taking these fights, taking this fight and just being about business, man. It's going to answer everything. Haney come out with a win. Even if it's an ugly win, I'm still going to respect it because it's a tough-ass fight. You got to think, I don't see a knockout on his behalf, right? So right off the bat, to a degree, you're giving Brian Norman 36 minutes. That's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. So, may the best man win. I rock with both fighters. Shout out to the dads, man. They seem like they really put this shit in motion. And now, you know, Turkey backing it. And I guess people money is right. And we could just sit back and watch all the good fights up until November. But this is going to be fun. Shit, Regis Prograis, he been in the ring with Devin. He said he got Devin. He said Devin should win this fight. You know what I'm saying? And I know the consensus is Devin is the better boxer, X, Y, and Z. And, you know, he should be able to do this and that. And I get it. More experience for sure. Got the names on his resume, check. You know what I mean? Championship experience, multiple division champion, check. He'll be going for his third division, man. It's not going to be easy, though. God self, what it do, homie? Seen a stellar version of Haney since early showbox days. Pugilism, what it do? For me, I think things changed, obviously, after the Ryan fight. But I think if what I'm seeing or thinking is correct, I feel like maybe he needed more than one fight to get fully established himself. And like what I've seen from him fighting Jose Ramirez is just you know, fighting a little bit of like layover effect from the fight. Like, you know, no way you go through what you went through and then your very next fight is not kind of in the back of your mind. So that's what I think. I think that's what fans was watching Haney box a fight while still fighting demons from the last time he was in the ring. I really believe that, as well as trying to protect it back. I think it was a lot going on. And I don't think the game plan that he used is the one that they anticipated on using. I don't think he just did what felt, you know, good to him at the time. So now what you do is you take a performance like that and you try to build off it. You know what I'm saying? EJ20, what's good? Shout out to Rebel Life. What's good, fam? I had to put pain on his jab. Focus on that. All right. Yeah, bro. You get me. I'm with you. I like that. He gonna have to utilize that jab. Got to be on display, bro, because you set up 90+% of your offense with a sharp ass jab. Only Ryan was able to, you know, take advantage of the flaw, as they say, that's in your jab, calling it the bow and arrow. I don't know. Can Brian Norman take advantage of the jab? He is pretty damn fast too, though. Best father-son duo in boxing. I like the Normans. I like the Haneys. They very successful. I like the Normans. I like the Haneys. Who else we got? I like Danny Garcia's pops, even though he one of the older father-son duos. I like Danny. I like the Dula Mason, his dad, and their brothers. The Vargases and they pop. I don't know who the best though. Who the best? We got some real good ones though. But he definitely, man, he gonna have to target some things, right? But life, he gonna have to give him something to think about. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying he's gonna go out and repeat Jose Ramirez, but I'm saying if he were to do so, if he were to do that, that will be very problematic, I think, for him, right? So that's all I'm saying. But I do believe it's an opportunity and room for him to still be Devin Haney, but he got to trust and believe in that offense. It's all up to him. It's mental, man. He physically is together. He looked shredded for that 44 fight. He was shredded on a scale, bad. So he looked like he physically still there. It's just mental, working yourself through the gears and those moments. And shout out to Aunt McQueen, the professor. He said something great. Maybe you might got to get hit to answer that question for yourself, to realize that you can take a punch. I ain't saying go and let the dude knock you out, but it's okay to get hit with a shot just to prove to yourself, hey, man, I took that well, and just keep doing your thing. I think it makes sense. And he wanted to prove so much that, you know, he didn't want to get hit his last fight. And that's why I believe he fought that way. He didn't even want to allow a left hook to land and get possibly dropped or hurt. I just don't think he was ready to even allow that to happen. So he fought the way he did. Boots and Bozy, I love him. Father and son duo too. Who else, man? There's some more. I don't know all of them, but that's another one. Earl's, well, I don't know if they want to call them a duo, but Earl Pops was in his corner in the background always. Yeah, man, y'all smash that like button, sub to the channel, support the grind. We're going to keep building. We pulled up early. We're going to chop it up for a bit more before we get out of here. We ain't going nowhere just yet. Devin and Bill, hands down. They got a father and Bill. One dad of the year. Look, I like them. Fought with a lot of anxiety. Facts. I like the Haneys for boxing, bro. I do. That don't mean everything they doing is perfect, but they're not bad for boxing at all. I refuse to even ever say that. I'm not going to say it. That man is living. People saying they living through his son, but he ain't scared to put his son in there with a challenge, I don't think, either. And they've been criticized for that. Think about it. Most people, not everybody, but most people's like, man, ain't no way. They tricking you. Ain't no way he fight no Brian Norman. They just clout chick. They're not going to fight no Brian Norman. That's not after fighting Ramirez looking like that. And look, now, unless something changed from between now and November, then we can talk about that. But look, think you gotta respect that shit. Youngin, like, man, y'all think y'all got me effed up, man. I can go out here and do this. I can go out here and be a 3-division champion. I can go out here and beat Brian Norman Jr. At least that's how he talking, right? Boy, what it do, homie? Shout out to Ray Diggs, my Jersey brush. Said, why didn't Eddie Hearn ask Turkey to finance the Ennis Norman Jr. fight? Boots reluctant to fight in Saudi. That's probably where the Ortiz fight would be. I wouldn't think he would be. I wouldn't know for sure. That's a great question, Poy. I think it came down to intent and what he really wanted. And I don't feel like he really wanted. Shout out to my guy Chop Shop. I don't think he really was vested in that fight, because if he was, I think he would have paid Norman and got the fight on. That's just me, but I don't think it was on Boots. You know, Boots and Bozy, yeah. They wanted the best for sure. It's just a lot of them. I don't want to leave nobody out. We got some really good father-son duos, man, because it's hard as hell to be successful in boxing, bro. And look what Bozy and Boots is doing. That shit is dope. Look what Dev and Bill are still doing. It's dope. Shit. If Kid Austin Pops would take somewhat of a back seat and stop with the clown show on the side, they could be more. They could be more too. Because you're getting it out the mud. Like, that shit is not easy to win in the sport of boxing. And they able to continue to do it. His dad stopped like, you know, just kind of ruining his momentum for him. He'd be all right. You know what I mean? Because he showed you that. He showed you that he's a real talent. Shout out to my baby girl being a member for 31 months. It's a lot of time, man. And shout out to all the channel members, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Every last one of y'all. All y'all. Everybody.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your Just Do.
Shout out to the homie hosted 40, man. Just do this for you. Just do great content, great channel. Everybody, let's get some color on your name. Join the Just Do Boxing fam. My God, Just Do. Appreciate you, man. Big support. Shout out to hosted 40. So yeah, man. Got to get to that. Got to get to the bag, man. Got to get to the bag, and that's what they did, and they still doing it. I think all fathers gonna feel like they son the best ever, right? They gonna always feel like that, and that's all he doing. He promoting, but more importantly, the fights that he was chasing after, you know, Ramirez has been nothing but good options. So now we get to see him deliver, and I think there's no way he makes it out of the fight with Brian Norman without answering several of those questions that people still have for him, right? For me, can he fight with more confidence? Because that's truth be told, that's what was lacking. Just that he didn't look comfortable, like Ant said, fighting like with anxiety. But you got to think of how much you're dealing with. It's probably in the back of your mind when you got hit with a left hook, how you got dropped. This dude cheated, right? Ramirez got a pretty solid left hook. I can't let him hit me. You know what I'm saying? He don't know. It's just we just don't allow guys some time. So that's all. It's going to take more than one fight. And I can't wait to see the next fight for him, because it's not going to be easy. Him fighting Brian Norman Jr. was nothing to play with. That shit is dangerous as hell. I'm not trying to hear how green he is. That dude can fight. Go watch him. Go watch how he move. Brian Norman, he got skill. He got talent. He ain't just strong. And he know how to make adjustments. And he's coachable. You get what I'm saying? Very young, like a sponge. I'm telling you. So, and everywhere he goes, he comfortable. So he get his experiences is coming different. You see how Haney had that dope experience. He went out there in Australia and beat Cambose's ass twice. And this dude is traveling in people's backyards and beating their asses. You get what I'm saying? So he getting some pretty good experience under his belt. he should have a lot of confidence because these last few wins been phenomenal, man. He beating ass, to be honest with you. So let's see how it looks, man. I see mixed opinions on who can win this fight. Like, not everybody think that Norman's gonna stop Haney. Some people do, some people don't. They say he gonna they think he can outbox the young Devin Haney. So we gonna find out. But what I like about Brian Norman is he was studying. I like it. I think that's dope. And it's what's funny about him studying that video. He's studying one of Haney's best wins, his best win, right? Today, I think it would be Loma. He's studying when he was looking at his absolute best, which I like. It would have been easy for him to pull up a Ryan Garcia fight and try to watch that. Now he wanted to watch a fight that you actually won where you was doing your thing. Because that's what you got to expect that's going to be in the ring. You can't look at the Ryan fight and say, yeah, it's going to be him, or the Ramirez fight and say he's going to look like that. Nah, you see that's mentality. He's looking at Devin. Look, he's going to be the best version of himself in there because he got to be against me. Same as for Brian Norman. You got to be the best version of yourself in there because anything less, you could put yourself in a situation where you don't win. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need that. So, man, I can't wait to see this joint, man. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. I can't, man. So, look, man, it is what it is. I want to see a damn good one. Like Brian Devin picked this fight, so it's not okay. No ducking. Yep, I think Bill knows something. I gotta see this though. Canelo and Crawford having the same weight class. Yeah. Look, maybe they do feel like they seen something in B Norman. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I mean? I can't wait to see what they felt like they seen and how they go about trying to, whether they, try to exploit the fight or not. Shout out to Cigar Talk, man. I seen him talk to Bill Haney in these couple clips. Let me roll them.
That's what makes a complete fighter, and you should be able to have that kind of talent on an elite level. You should be able to go right, go left, cut the ring off right, cut the ring off left. You need to be able to, back up, forward, do everything. And you know what I mean? Devin is the complete thing. We don't have, I always say, we don't have a toolbox, tool shed. We have a warehouse full of things. And with Brian Norman, he's quite the fighter that will give Devin the opportunity to bring out the tools to make the fight what it's going to be.
I like what Bill's saying is there. See, and look, he's saying that look, they got a warehouse of tools. And all I'm saying is that warehouse, you're gonna have to open up that warehouse for Brian Norman, bro. You're gonna have to open up the warehouse respectfully. I'm gonna acknowledge that Bill says there. You're gonna need that warehouse, baby boy. Because it ain't gonna be easy. You can't go in there, I don't think, with a vanilla game plan and just box him. He gonna make an adjustment. The kid is hungry. He fast. He sharp. He throw very sharp, tight hooks. His uppercuts is dangerous as hell. His jab heavy. You know what I'm saying? He's strong, good condition. His power carry lead. Man, shout out to Devin, man. Take this fight. Haney's, man, show the world that y'all about business. Win, lose, or draw, y'all willing to fight. Turkey Al-Sheikh said Devin willing to fight anybody. This would support that claim. You know what I mean? Let's roll up.
How is this fight going to go? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr.
It's going to go just like we always do. We open up the tattoo shop. And he's going to tattoo his ass. Tattoo his ass up.
Hold on, but Bill, people are saying right now, your son took a lot of heat from Ryan Garcia, who threw the left hook, and Brian Norman Jr. has the left hook. How do you explain that? If you're saying, we're going to do that, we're going to tattoo him, and they talking about left hooks, what do you got to say about that?
That we don't get in the ring with paraplegics, no disrespect to them, because they have a league and it's rules and classes to everything. We get in there with guys that should have fully functional limbs. They got to be able to do everything on the right side that they can do on the left side.
Shout out to Bill. He's funny, man. Devin needs to stay on that phone all night. Yeah, man. Got to be smart. Got to be prepared, man. I just want to see the best fight possible, and whoever wins is whoever wins. But Devin's boxing ability makes he poses certain challenges potentially for Norman. assuming he's gonna be at the top of his game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, make the fight very, very interesting because he can box and move and stay. And you know he know how to stick to a game plan. That we know that about Devin. So that's what he's gonna have to do, I believe, to be able to beat this guy. You're gonna have to stick to your game plan. You're gonna have to have a consistent weapon to give him something to think about. You got to trouble him, make him reset. You get what I'm saying? Keep him thinking. And I'm not saying that that's how you beat him, but you're gonna have to be you, and he definitely gonna have to be him. Anything less, that fight gets significantly tough for either guy. It's all about confidence and believing in yourself, believing in your ability. After the kind of fight that Devin Haney went through with Ryan, that shit is all confidence based. It's all mental. Because physically, he's some of the best shape you could see somebody in when he be on the scale. And he didn't look at Macy. He was chiseled up. Get what I'm saying? Dude was cut up bad. Dad was ripped. He looked phenomenal for this weight cut, like this weigh-in. Like, so he was sharp, ripped. So it's not physical. It's all mental with that guy. If you can get past, you know, those demons that you're essentially fighting that you can see, right? Because he a guy that take a lot more chances than that. And again, that's the only reason why people complain about that performance. They like, man, that ain't Devin Haney. Who was that? That's not Dev. They don't do that now. That's not how you fight. And I agree. That's anomaly. That shit is different. You ain't never seen him fight like how he did that night. So scared is tough to say, but unsettled, uncomfortable, and still like, you know, fighting to establish and reestablish your confidence in your game. You get what I'm saying? Because for me, I think not using your jab was a critical error, and I think it made me feel like it was a lack of confidence in it. Don't be afraid to use the weapon that made you a lot of who you are. You get what I'm saying? That helps you establish and set up your offense. Yeah, Ryan caught you and was able to take advantage in some spots, but that doesn't mean Ramirez would or anybody else for that matter. So you still gotta find a way to be you out there. You get what I'm saying? Once guys, like a loss should make you switch up your game plan entirely, or to the point where you're not doing what's best for you. Get what I'm saying? You got to find that balance, and it shit could be difficult. It's not easy, but got to find a balance between the two. And he's done that in fights. You've seen him take chances, be sharp, not get hit a whole lot. You've seen him do this. You've seen him do it, be clean as hell. You've seen him take some shots before and box his way to a victory. So the talent, the skills, the shit that we ask him of, he's capable. It's just he got to believe it. You know what I'm saying? He got to believe it. He got to believe that his jab is still one of the best in boxing. Because to me, you go out there in another fight and you don't utilize it, that's telling me you don't believe in it no more. So I get a benefit of the doubt to the one fight, but bro, get back to your jab. Get back on it. You know what I'm saying? Get back on it. That shit is problematic. You keep jabbing somebody in their face, bro. Nose, lip, eye, like Rebel Life was saying, bro. Nobody want to keep getting jabbed over and over and over. 8-ounce glove, bro. Hell nah. I think Bill Haney really wanted to fight. This fight, I think he was shopping. The Butcher. I think he was shopping. If I had to say, like, I had to pick, I think they would have preferred, like, if they had to pick, I think they would have liked to fight T.O. That's my opinion. I think they would have really liked to fight T.O. I think they fancied their chances against him, but when that fell by the wayside, Hitchens being at 40, like, you get what I'm saying, bro? How many fighters do he got left where he can pick that's gonna make some noise and make some sense? So in a strange way, he kind of needed his opportunity. So I don't think it was number one on the list for him, but obviously, like, him going back and forth with the dad kind of seemed like it sparked it into a real thing. So yeah, I think once he realized that, you know, obviously Tio looked like he don't want to fight, and you know, you're not fighting Ryan again. You get what I'm saying? Now you start to look, bro, like, where could you go? Because now you're going to campaign at 47. Who's just moved up? What do you do to be, you know what I'm saying, to stay afloat within the division? You got to fight somebody of substance. And I think Brian Norman makes a lot of sense. And I think from a strategy or style standpoint, boxing standpoint, skill set, they think there's certain attributes that they could take advantage of with Norman. But it won't be no tattoo shop. He ain't no punching bag, bro. That shit is not going to be that. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. That dude is smart, and he's a sponge, and he's coachable. I'm saying that for a reason, because those things, to me, allow you to be a better fighter. Get what I'm saying? Like, and he a hard ass worker, do work hard, and that on the road experience is priceless. Same way for Devin in Australia. That shit is priceless experience, and you got to do it twice. You know what I'm saying? So I do think he was willing to take this fight. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, as far as it being the number one, though, nah, I don't think so. But I feel like Bill is pretty smart. And you're looking at the chessboard, and it's not a lot of people that make really good fights for you, right? That makes sense. And I think Brian Norman, you like, bro, we here now. Like, he considers himself an elite fighter. You don't give a damn what happened with him and Ryan. Devin still feels I'm elite, and I can campaign and compete amongst the elite level guys, the champions. So now he get to prove it against a guy like Brian Norman and see what he worth. You know what I'm saying? See what he can do. Because they was talking about Barrios before, but see Barrios taken up with Pacquiao. See how people got other things going on too. The belts was taken up. What do? You fight the available guy. I respect this shit. I'm telling you so. Yeah. I have issues in that ring. Yeah, if he and box, if he come to like box and be smart and be sharp, yeah, he can create issues. Hell, absolutely he can. Absolutely. Dev is a phenomenal boxer, yo. People don't like his style. I don't dislike it. Everybody ain't gonna be super entertaining, but that shit, he be sharp, man. That dude be sharp. Bro was good with it. For Dad was cheated. All we heard was Dad was born. It sucked. And that people make excuses not to fight him. Now, so Dad needs to get back to the great fighter he was. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, bro. It all depends on where you going and who you listening to, right? And reason I say that, because over here, for me, you know, Devin Haney always got his credit. You know what I mean? I've done numerous live streams to, you know, come into his aid. Not to say he needed, but over here, I've never done that. So for me, like, I've always been pretty consistent. Always told people what kind of boxer I think he is. One of the better boxers in the game. You know what I mean? At the absolute top of his game. One of the best, however you want to look at it. But nah, he got to get back to where he was at. He's gonna need some work. You know what I'm saying? He's a great boxer to me. Like, I want to say great in terms of, oh, he's the great, but he's a very damn good boxer. Damn good boxer. You know what I mean? I feel like he's at a world-class level. Devin Haney at the top of his game is on his shit. You know what I mean? So all depends on who you're listening to, though. Fight skill will pay the bills. Yeah, man. This is gonna be interesting. Skills and execution, bro. You know what I mean? Mistakes matter too. You know, what mistakes are you gonna make in this fight? You think about Boots being on the undercard? Nope, not yet. I ain't heard nothing about Boots yet. Big respect to Bill Haney for encouraging Bud to fight Canelo. I thought that was dope. Pugilism was good with it. Said Devin Ryan asked for damage and wage losses. I don't see him being the same or as confident. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the issue if he can't reestablish his confidence that he once had. Every fight from this point on gets significantly more tougher, right? Devin Haney, to beat him, like he fights with a lot of confidence, yo. The kid take chances. He gonna jab the shit out you. Like I said, he'll go to your body. You see how he wailed on Loma's body. He beat Loma's body up. I mean, early. So if he's lacking that confidence that he once had before Ryan, like I said, those fights get harder to win. Don't mean he can't win them, but now you got to find a different way to win. And that makes it so much harder because you're 30 plus fights in. If you switching stuff up now, it's gonna be an adjustment period. Like that could go a number of different ways. Over here, everyone get their you know it. Yeah, over here, everybody get their just do it. That's a fact. They know it. The fan know it. Everybody. Like, I just feel like this shit tough enough, man. If you putting on for the sport, you're gonna get some credit for it. Haney is smart. Now to navigate good rebound from a bad look. Past 2 fights, yeah, man. I think this is smart, and he getting in where he could fit in. He going in a strange place because where he's at, as far as like level, he want to be competing amongst the best, and doing so, that's going to lead to risky fights like the one he about to tape. So, it ain't nothing more. I think he proved what he mentally to a degree what he on. Now it's like, can you get past that other mental block, as far as in the ring and trusting in your offense, your chin, trust that you can take a punch and still keep rocking, right? You get what I'm saying? Trust that if you do make a mistake, it's not the end of the fight for you. So that's all. I'm telling you, these pure boxers, these guys in today's boxing, the more confidence they fight with, the better they are. It's all mental for these dudes. I'm telling you. Because they can do physically, they be young as hell, in shape, they can do it all, but it's all mental and putting it together. How are you going to respond when the moments where you're tired? How are you going to respond when it's not going your way? When it is, do you get too comfortable? Do you get lax? Do you take your foot off the gas, right? Shit is all mental. You get tested so many different ways in boxing from a mental standpoint. That's why, you know, the fighters that you see, that's some of the mentally strongest are the best, are some of the best in the game. It's a Norman Struggle Randall. I'm doing one in the car, 99, 91. Yeah, I don't think he struggled. The Butcher, I don't think he struggled. It just, you know, aesthetically, it wasn't the cleanest fight to the eye. It was like I guess, an ugly fight. So in people's minds, they felt like he struggled, but I don't think he struggled neither. You know, Quentin, he ain't big on no excuses, but he had some issues going on before that fight, I believe. But yeah, it just was a ugly fight. And sometimes you got to win like that. You get me? That's why I say, like, we're so critical of everything that we don't see the value in things like that. Fights like that should have worked, helped for Brian Norman. You make it through these ugly fights where, you know, not saying that you're struggling, but you are being tested. This is a different style. You got to approach it a certain way. It's not going to look the best, but you're still able to get through it, figure it out, and get that experience under your belt. People don't get it. It's all about winning, bro, and learning while you're doing it. And that's what Brian Norman has been doing to me with each of these fights, especially the ones where everybody been having them under the microscope. He's taking each of them experiences with him in the next fight, and he's just adding to it and becoming a much better fighter. You know what I mean? Considerably better. It just, I like to see the growth, man. And it's hard not to root for him and what he doing, because he doing it the right way. Stay out the mix. He ain't no clout chaser. You know what I'm saying? He damn sure ain't no duck. None of that stuff. It's a real one. Matchup with Devin, man. New weight class against a heavy puncher. Growing confidence. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's going to be tough. That's why I respect the hell. I'm like, bro, you'll fight him locked and loaded. What it do? What race I know the champ sees something with Brian Norman Jr. Almost a Regis vibe. Seems dangerous, but the game plan seems to be in place. Also, Devin knows if he wins. Turkey made double down and had him rematch. Hey, man. Like, shout out to Lock and Loaded. Yeah. Look, I can't deny or not point out the fact that I think it is something they may feel like they see in Brian Norman that's making them want to challenge him, right? It's something they feel like they see, obviously, but you know, is it a Mikey Garcia I see something? Or is it like with the Rougarou Regis program, we you too little and we see what's up? Like, is it that? You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, right? But it got to be something that's making him feel confident. You know what I mean? That they can beat him. But I think what people are missing with Norman is the growth. The growth. They're judging him off a couple of moments where there wasn't the best for him. So you got to look at both. You got to look at the lowest moments for him, the toughest moments, as well as the best. And you kind of find a middle ground with that, because you're gonna get a hungry, motivated guy that is very confident that he can hurt you. You got to think, man, like if people fight with a different level of confidence when they feel like they see something in you. And then we being all the way 100, Brian Norman is getting better if you're paying attention to the fights. Devin Haney after Ryan Garcia is still questions, right? He got to win, no problem. Got back in there, got his hand raised, did his thing. But he left that fight with still with some questions. So now he got to go into another fight, full-fledged 147-pound fight with a legit welterweight, and you have to answer those questions in a fight with him now. You get what I'm saying? The ones that you were unable to answer with Ramirez, now you get put in here with a different type of test, a faster guy with better feet, faster hooks. You get what I'm saying? Stronger, younger, fresher. You get what I'm saying? Fighting with a lot of confidence. He's not fighting like some domesticated guy that got family to go home to. Brian Norman is getting in there to beat shit up. And if you can take some shit, he gonna put it on you. You know what I'm saying? And the power, like I said, that power lasts, you know, late. He carries power late, bro. So you got to pick your poison, man. Brian Norman really can hurt you. And I'm telling you, you can do it with a number of different shots. And that's what it's all about. How you gonna respond when you get hit? That's all I want to know, because that's gonna make or break the fight. If you can deal with what he dishing out, yeah, you got you a good fight on your hands. But dude, that dude is a dog, man. You're gonna have to fight him. You're gonna have to mix it up. When you take chances, I don't believe you're just gonna sharpshoot, pick, and get up out of there. That shit's gonna be very difficult to keep it keep him at bay like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all up to you. But I see a good fight, though. I see some people saying like 50-50 fight. You know, maybe so. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, if both guys are 100%, yeah, it should be a 50-50 type fight. But he coming there like, you know, still thinking about getting hit with left hooks or fighting timid, then, you know, obviously, I don't know what else you can do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where else you go after that. I think the fight gets tougher and tougher. You know, so we're gonna find out. So shout out to Bill and Dev, man. They in it. They trying to be great. They proving that they want that smoke. And we gotta see if they really head for it, though. You know?
Brian Norman off of thank me for getting Brian Norman off of Boots' ass. Thank me. Thank Philadelphia. Thank you. He said I was one of the best promoters, but I'm the best protector too. And Boots Ennis don't need to be bothered by Brian Norman because he don't bring nothing to the table. Ask Devin Haney. Devin Haney he's the only one at 147 to have any money on the table for Boots. And if Boots if Boots didn't accept the money from Devin Haney, then he's not a duck. Because we put it on there for him at 147. And if he passed up on that 147 for Devin Haney, then that means he has other business to tend to.
At 154.
At 154.
So Brian Norman, Devin Haney right there waiting on you.
It's Devin Haney versus everybody. We waiting on everybody. No disrespect to nobody. Bless you, King.
Bless you too. Yes.
Don't pick me up like Tank Davis. Don't put that on there. But it's Wallow, because he can do it. He can pick up a mountain like he's picked up the culture. We pick up each other.
He had to get a Tank jab in there, bro. Bill Haney low key like Tank Davis, bro. Don't be fooled, man. Hitman Rod was good, fan. Then he can stop one way or another if he isn't aware or defensive at all times in the fight. Norman really dumping. Now Norman can punch his ass off. Went back, watched the Randall fight. He was hurt Randall. I think fools need to watch the fight again. Yeah, they only watch it, the Butcher, enough to be critical of the fighter that people are going to give the credit to because they want to try to stand out from the bunch. So oftentimes people will miss. Notice when you hear an assessment, most times the Butcher, you hear what people don't like. You hear what the fighter did wrong, and sometimes they focus solely on that. They forget that he was the guy that actually won the fight. So in order for him to win, he had to do a number of things right in there to win. Yeah, they missed it. To hit him, Brian better beware about Devin boxing skills because Devin with that jab. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got to use the jab, though. Got to use the jab. Norman versus Randall was a Keyshawn versus Albright. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them fights. You know what I mean? It wasn't the cleanest fight. Yeah, Bill's stupid, yo. He had to take a Tank jab. But I really think he liked Tank, though. I do. All jokes aside, I really do think he liked the dude. I don't care what he say on Twitter. I don't care how you try to go back and forth. Bro, you like Tank Davis, bro. You like Tank Davis. You like him. Because you respect real. You respect skill and talent. You know he a bad man. You know that. You know, even if you think your son could beat him or whatever, you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? That dude could scrap, man. But Bill is shot the hell out, ain't he? People think Norman versus Randall was a Keyshawn versus Albright situation. It was a good fight. Shout out to the Butcher, my homie, man, for the content, bro. Appreciate the love, man. Y'all hit that like button. Support the grind. We're going to build for a little bit before we get out of here, and we're going to try to spin the block at 4 o'clock. Yeah, know how it's a lot of stuff to cover today, so I was gonna go through it, but you know what? I ain't gonna do everything. I'm gonna save some because some things we're gonna talk about later too. Yeah, no, we got to talk about that Tiafimo kid, man. He been running his mouth about Brian Norman. Devin Haney been talking crazy. You got some Oscar news, him and Berlanga beefing. Some things we gonna keep it pushing, man. Be able to see past just word. Yeah. So look, man, what I liked about what Bill said there. No disrespect to nobody, but we waiting for everybody. Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? But he had to take the little Tank jab. He wouldn't be Bill, bro. I was gonna say he had to. Don't pick me up like Tank Davis. Like Tank, the only person that ever been picked up ever. Like what? He forever gonna troll Tank, but I think it's all good fun, man. At the end of the day, long as he ain't doing the personal stuff, I'm cool with the little jabs here there. That shit is cool. Tank be mad at everybody snapping. Next point, Brian Norman Jr. is getting getting better. And it's got to be on point, P's and Q's. I really see Brian Norman that fought Jen Cuevas. That could be a recipe for disaster or success. Now, that's a fact. Motown 909 is my dog. What's good, bro? Yeah. So it's about both of these guys' preparation and execution, like just like any other fight, but homework. You notice Brian Norman was watching Dad beat Loma, watching that Loma fight. So he obviously been doing some studying, you know what I mean? And Dev said, look, I'm here now. 147 is where I'm at. This is where we about to fight at. You know what I mean? I'm here. So Brian Norman is waiting for you with the belt because he in the weight class. He waiting you to bring your ass all the way up to 47. Put that 3 more pounds on Dad. Going in there. Man, I like to see fighters prove people wrong. So again, man, make that fight. Get it tapping. You know, Bill sold it. They made everybody want to see it. And I think they're gonna have the support of the people, man. I think they're gonna have the support of the people. Let's see. I know Berlanga better win. After all that BS shit, he was talking crazy. Berlanga been talking crazy too. Crazy. Well, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. So last is something I wanted to talk about before we go get up out of the building. Gotta spend the block on Kid Austin. Kid Schofield Austin, man. And real quick, before I get to that, shout out to Virgil Ortiz, man. Virgil Ortiz got on his Twitter pretty much, and he called out Jake Paul for these fake fights. Look, man, I ain't trying to knock nobody hustle. He got to eat. He didn't have his traditional entry into boxing. I keep saying this stuff. He don't got no damn amateur background to speak of. So I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know what people expected him to be doing. Because think about it. You don't have the amateur fights to build to be getting in there just fighting any and everybody. So I think the way you're fighting it's going to be the way it is right now. You're going to pick guys that you feel like are past it, older, faded. You get what I'm saying? Not that good anymore. That's what you're going to do because, again, what pedigree do you have? The dude, where he came from, Disney, somewhere, like, you get me? Like, this shit is crazy anyway. The thought that this man is even going rounds and fights is crazy. 10-round fights and shit like that. Like, that's wild. So, look, I respect the fact that the man be in some type of shape. He obviously putting the work in. But people got to, I think where he rubbed people the wrong way when he started talking about Canelo and Anthony Joshua and the Zordos, shit like that, we know you full of shit. You're not fighting those guys. So, but if you just go and look, I'm still new to this game. What he said, I think 5 years he been at it. It's not a long time, bro. And look how many fights he got with no amateur experience for real. So, I respect it, but I respect it more because he understands that not everybody, what he doing is not for everybody. But those fights that he put on the undercard is for the boxing. It's right. If you don't rock with what I'm doing, then you gotta at least rock with the fact that I'm putting all these people in this card, giving them opportunities, and then I'm the last show. At least you could do is stick around and watch. So look. I see what I see myself. I've been talking about this for a while, but I try to be very, mindful, bro. I'm just not up here trying to bash the dude, but I could clearly see that you're making money, but you're sharing the stage. You sharing the stage with other people, so I can't be mad at that, right? You giving opportunities up. I can't be mad at that. If you was hogging it, you know what I mean? And meanwhile, cloud chasing, calling that all the fighters out, then it'll look different, but I think the fact that you got behind women's boxing is a plus. You giving dudes opportunities at the prison. You know what I mean? You signing up fighters and got my girl Shadeja Green over there. Shout out to Shadeja Green. Should be fighting the 11th. Can't wait to see that, man. She fighting Savannah Marshall. So you doing some things that are very good for the sport. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, but don't force his fights on me and tell me I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. I don't give a damn what nobody said. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he was known for activity and volume. I get it that you get older, but it's a difference between getting older and just not trying and not throwing punches. And I know the difference. You did all of that training and you tell me what he threw 27 punches the whole fight? Like, bro, stop. Dude threw 15 punches for the whole fight in 10 rounds. Like, and you telling me that's him trying. So look, don't oversell that stuff to the people because they're able to see, like, before y'all fight even happened, Google already had it up that he won. So, you know what I mean? Nah, it ain't all bad. B-Dog is not. So I ain't tripping on him. because again, he got no amateur experience and he literally jumping in here with all these people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they force him. And I hate the Mike Tyson one. That one rubbed me the wrong way because Mike the reason I love boxing. Like Mike shouldn't have counted on his record. That was wild. Man, damn near 60 years old. That was bogus. But nevertheless, we're gonna let it rock. But look, Jake, keep doing what you're doing for women's boxing, keep getting people paid. I think the certain fans are gonna always be able to respect that. But your fights are what they are because you don't have the experience that the typical guy your age would have already in boxing. What you got, like he said, I think like 5 years in, and this dude got what, like 13, 14 fights in or something. So look, he is staying committed. I'm hearing more fighters give him credit for being a real fighter. I know some people don't want to give him the credit until he fights somebody that they deem dangerous. But you got to think, y'all, he making money and he's not going to overly risk it right now because it'll be stupid. He did it once against Tommy Fury. Didn't go his way. So everybody else, those fights just been looking a certain way. But I do think he got some talent. Obviously, he been working. So he got something there, but he's still very young in the game. And you can tell, right? The way he fight. Yeah, Green and Marshall is a great fight. I can't wait for it, man. They be forcing Favorite G's what it do. It's all good, man, because I was early today. And like I said, man, we're going to cook for a few more minutes and I'm going to try to spin the block. Mike was my interest. You get me Favorite G's, and I never switch up on him. Win, lose, or draw, Mike was cold, man. Special talent. He was like an anomaly at the time. Young as hell, coming through, built like that, smoking people, knocking dudes out, having guys genuinely scared to get in the ring with him. That's the reason I watch boxing. But I hated that. I hated to see Jake do that. Put that, and that shit went on his record like a legit fight. Like what? Who authorized that? That should have just been an exhibition, and that's it. It shouldn't have counted and none of that. But it is what it is. You got Mike paid. I look at it that way, right? And you ain't beat his ass. We all know he really wanted to. He probably would have knocked your ass out. Real talk. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But lastly, man, what I wanted to talk about a little bit is Kid Austin. Like I said, look, phenomenal win over Tevin Farmer. There's not a lot you can say about an 18-second destruction. He got hit one time in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And you barely even seen it. So he blitzed Tevin Farmer, jumped on him early, stopped him. It was impressive. He shed some tears after that. But his dad, every time, his dad do it, bro. Dad, let me take this off. He do every time, bro. He do it every time. Go in the media and just say some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? Every single trip. Oh, you don't believe me?
I've been told y'all when Floyd go in that ring, it ain't Floyd in that ring.
Oh, you did say that.
It's a spirit from us hypnotizing him since he was a kid to have him when he go in that ring, he black out. He's not in there. Similar to if you read the book of Jesus when they having a dinner and he tell Judas to go do what he got to do, and Judas says no, and he give Judas a piece of bread, and then the spirit jump in Judas, then he go do what he had to do. It's in the Bible. It's similar to that. That's why when Floyd, after the fight, when he calmed down, he's emotional. He like, I did that to my friend, because now the real Floyd is there, but in that ring, he's this beast. So back to the punch, I think Floyd would have damn near killed that man.
Yeah,
it wasn't Floyd in there. And he was clear open like this with his hands down, his head down, and Floyd looking dead at him. If that ref didn't jump between, he could have died in there.
Could have died in there. So look, man, I get it. Boxing is a brutal sport. So you hypnotizing your son and sending him into the ring, bro. Now, look, I done heard a lot of shit in my day in boxing, bro. But you gotta understand why we be questioning the stuff he said. He gotta have some type of idea why we be on it like that. But you hear him? You hypnotize him. It's not even him in there. He black out. Bro, I don't even want to tell you what that really sound like to me. Because when the music artists describe that, it always sound red flaggish to me. It sound pretty wild when you say it too. Hypnotizing him is wild. That's not him in there. Like, who the hell is it then? And you gotta chill, bro. That's why I say, man, he don't need the microphone and camera, man. He just be tripping. And we be hypnotizing Floyd, bro. They on Twitter right now talking about how that shit is witchcraft to them, bro. You gotta relax. He said everybody gotta have a drink. Uncle Rick said they wild. The Hilltop, what they do, family? He said Auntie be wild. You gave me Lisa. There it go. Got J. Paul fight the past few years. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, he know what he doing. He know what he doing. Yeah, getting sleepy. And what he dangle a boxing glove in front of his face, like, bro, you hypnotizing him? You crazy. But look, shout out to Schofield. That was a great win. That's how you go out there and win, though. It's impressive. I see people mad and tripping that he calling out the top guys. Look, he's supposed to do that. He's supposed to do exactly that. But he got to know the difference between the guy he fought and those top guys that he be calling out. That shit is night and day, I believe, and it won't be the same kind of fight, you know? Won't be the same kind
What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? Peace, God. Peace, Earths. I hope y'all all having a grand rising. I could say I told y'all, but I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't that petty. I just wanted to come and address something. I see what you put up there, Tank. You know, after this fight, all you could do is send a contract, right? You know, you don't even have to do all that typing. You know Shakur. Shakur got a match. Y'all handle y'all matches. Y'all know y'all can send a contract. Y'all already know y'all got the belts and we coming for y'all. So y'all ain't said nothing in no Twitter or anything that really matter. Just send a contract. You know we want to fight y'all. And I said it to everybody. I know my boy will stop you, and I ain't talking shit just from this win. It just is what it is, being competitive.
Man, yeah, he talking about doing that shit to the win. Breathe. He told the chick when to breathe. But look, I get what you're saying. You feel like your son to knock out anybody. Look, he got the power. If he hit people the right way, he can knock them out, right? But it's just levels to this shit. It's levels to it. You know it just as well as I do, probably better than I do. It's levels to it. Tank Davis, not Tevin Farmer. All due respect to Tevin Farmer. Shakur Stevenson is no Tevin Farmer. They gave you an opportunity. You talking about sending a contract. They gave you an opportunity, and you blamed your entire camp on Shakur. Everything. Why in the would he want to fight you now? Why? Seriously. Because you beat Tevin Farmer? So that's out. I don't see Corey even entertaining you. I don't blame him. You did too much, and it was mostly your pops. Yeah, you could get sick and shit could happen, but that stuff you was doing with the drugs planet, the tow truck driver, telling the cops what you did so you don't go to jail, bro, that shit was like a nightmare. Like, you got the worst luck in all of boxing. Every time he step up, he's sick, his rib hurt, something happened. Like, bro, what the hell be going on? So you just had too many stories for me. Like, they stole your passports, breaking and enterings. They sent cops to the house, said y'all was harboring kids. Like, bro, was going crazy. That shit was something right out of the damn, you know what I'm saying, fictional novel or something, bro. Take the range up. Yeah, we gonna have to tell them, you gonna have to fall back, bro. You're gonna have to, man. About to haven't been on the downside. Yeah. You know how it go. Sarah seen more feminine than usual. You even got the word twinkle in his eye. Nah, it's something. Nah, it ain't just you. Ramon, what it do, family? How you feeling, bro? I'm telling you, he be wild, bro. Like, yeah, he got massaged with the poison, the cream, and still to this day ain't told us what happened. I don't want to say fake it, but the reasons. This is it, and I don't want to get all into it, but the reason I don't believe his dad is because I'm a father too. I got 2 sons, right, and a daughter. But if something happens to one of them, physically, health wise, and I invite y'all into that world, I tell y'all what happened to my kid, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not backing it off a bogus ass story. So if I tell y'all one of my sons is sick, we in the hospital, I'm not going to then come up with an elaborated story about a masseuse that never existed and some cream that she rubbed on him. Do you understand why I don't believe him? Because the nerve of you to say something like that, like, where did you even get the notion that happened? And then think about what he was saying. He was playing with fire. He was really playing with fire, because you play with the right person, they might have tried to like legally sued you or something. Like, you was really playing with that man's name. You told him they poisoned you. You was saying he on snack, alluding that he was using some type of steroids. You was doing mad shit. They broke in your house. They planted drugs in the car. You got guns put to your head, cuffed, like all of this shit. And it was all Shakur for that. Hell no, I'm not fighting y'all. Bro, the only way I would fight, you got to put yourself in position. Ain't no more give him an opportunity. No, gave him an opportunity, and y'all said I made him sick. The reason he didn't make it to the fight wasn't because we still don't got the reason. He said the toxicology report, they got it. They can't speak on the toxicology report because people got lawyers. Can somebody enlighten me as to what legally could stop him from speaking on the fact that his son was poisoned, as he put it? Then he said, they said it was mushrooms, but we got the toxicology report. We know it ain't mushrooms. I'm like, so what is it then? So you mean you can say everything else, but you can't say what it is? Red flag, man, you bogus. I ain't saying, and I ain't gonna say something ain't happened to him, but what you saying is not valid. How is it a secret? But it wasn't a secret that everything that led up to anything that happened to y'all in camp, it was Shakur. Shakur had moles in y'all camp. Y'all had to send people home. Like, it was everything. I'm like, damn, bro, just like, then you get in an interview and say it had to be somebody from the higher ups, to make a call like that, the higher ups, somebody had to be powerful. So now you telling me Shakur could just manipulate your entire camp, bro, what? And then get a random masseuse lady to rub cream on you. Yeah, that's so for me, y'all. Like I said, if something happened to one of my kids and I don't know for sure what it is, I'm not going to put that story out. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's so far from what I know happened that I can't believe you, because now you won't even tell us. And I feel like you won't tell us what it is because you lying. That's what it seemed like. Your son don't be making no disrespect to him. Bro, you be telling that story and you don't be making no eye contact, be looking around like you lost, like a kid, like childish. Nah, bro, I can't buy that. Now, y'all held it in and y'all beat ass, but I don't know what happened to you. But I'm not going to tell people, the world, that something happened to my son that never happened to him, and then expect them to believe. But nah, that's not it. He ain't sick. He ain't sick because of that. Nah, y'all leave Shakur and Victor Conte alone. They good people. Like, bro, what? You started it. You're going to tell us to leave him alone. You put him in it. So it's tough to believe him, man. Like that, nobody really wants to fight. Nah, yeah. Nah, I'm with you, but sure, you're gonna have to find somebody else. You get me, Chop? Now, if he position himself, fight him, but don't give him another opportunity like how you just give it to him without him earning it. You get what I'm saying, Chop? He position himself, yeah, then fight him. But hell no, because I wanted to see it. I thought we was gonna see that fight. I thought it was gonna be an entertaining fight because of how kid fight. You know what I'm saying? What Shakur do. So, but yeah, I just didn't like that. Yeah, at least that's how he be. That's how he be. I'm telling you. I'm like, bro, what? We got the toxicology. I'm like, yo, you got what? So we already know, but people got lawyers. That's what he said. The people got lawyers. What people? What, like, how can somebody get lawyers to stop you from telling the truth? Somebody poisoned my kid. I'm telling them, bro, I'm flipping out. You're gonna have to get your lawyers, bro. Get them, because I'm telling you. Poison my kid and everybody's gonna know, bro. It ain't no, I don't give a damn. It's not a single soul that's gonna stop me from talking. I'm gonna say whatever. I'm gonna say, bro, who the hell would try to, like, what kind of legal action could they pursue? I'm serious, y'all. If anybody here got an answer, let me know. What kind of legal action could somebody pursue against him telling the truth? Not like some defamation stuff, the truth. You don't have to tell me who. You don't got to come up with a person. Can we know why did he get pulled from the fight? I don't think we crazy as fight fans for wanting to know that. Like, is it something we should be aware of? Or was it like you traveled somewhere? Did you get sick? Was it the air? I don't know. Like, but bro, you said masseuse lady, and then it wasn't that. And then you went from that to mushrooms, and it's a toxicology report, but you can't say what it say. But you can tell us what it didn't say. Man, yo, that shit bogus, man. And I still to this day, I don't dislike his father. I don't. I just think he learning and he promoting his son. He having fun doing it. And he been making some mistakes with some of the shit he been doing. And stunt boxing in the circle amongst the elite tier, not extending the olive branch that easy. Yeah, he got to get it in now. I think Shakur would take Schofield into deep waters and drown him. I think so too, Ramon. I think they far too experienced. They smart. Shakur know that he gonna try to jump on him fast. He'll let him burn them first couple rounds of energy out while picking his shots. And the minute he slow down, that's when he'll pick it up. And you'll see the kind of fights you need to see. I just think it's an IQ thing. Why IQ and experience is why he don't beat Tank and Core. And I don't want to say that he green. That kid is dangerous, yo. He's strong. He come forward and he letting them hands go. But that same shit that make him dangerous and get him caught against somebody like Tank, like trying to blitz Tank like that, I think it gets you stopped. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll get you stopped. I think because he too good of a counter puncher, he'll fuck around, catch you, and put you out. Put you out. I'm telling you. Shout out to Hilltop. Appreciate that support, homie. You said now Kid Austin is Botany Farms. Oh, Bentley Farnsworth. LOL. Old heads know what it is, though, man. Bootney Farnsworth. God damn, man. Old heads know who that is. What's his name? I think I'm saying it right. Shout out to Hilltop. Appreciate you, homie. Yeah, man. So look, I like the kid in the sport. I don't dislike him at all. He's talented. I always said that, and I ain't changing on him. I don't think he do nothing wrong, but his dad just got to be mindful that boxing fans is Jimmy Walker. That boxing fans really just be wanting to get the truth, and when we feel like you just unnecessarily lying to us, you gonna turn a lot of people away from your man. You know what I'm saying? From your son as a fighter. So. Just got to be smart. Jamel, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? Say, just reminded me of when Bernard Hopkins touched Tank. Just makes you think. He's diabolical in boxing. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that's why Tank snapped like that, though. Told him don't touch him because he felt like he could have been trying to rub the creamy on his back. I think Shakur will fight Schofield. They would fight each other first. Can't risk it against that young boy. Yeah, it probably don't make sense. It definitely will make more sense for them to fight each other, though. There's too many S's in that man's speech. Schofield Z ain't right. You stupid. Yeah. 40 street back. He's stupid. Yeah, but yeah, think about it though. The Butcher, he was about to give him a shot. He wasn't bluffing and everything. And think about it. Think about what Shakur did. Literally gave the man a shot. And he did all of that stuff. And remember, one of his first concerns when they put the camera on him, he's like, man, I hope we make it to the fight. You know what I'm saying? And then they showed you, it gave you every reason to believe that they never was going to make it. Everything was going wrong. Like, that's why I said I ain't never seen nothing like that, where every little thing go wrong in your camp and you blame the opponent. Bro, blame the breaking and entering on Shakur is wild, like, or his team. I was like, dang, he must got a wild-ass team, bro. Boxing for you just say why he couldn't tell people about the poison. Yeah, he said lawyers. He said lawyers or something. The Butcher, he said people got their lawyers, so he can't say what the toxicology report. I'm gonna pull it up later because we're gonna talk about it some more. We're gonna more than likely revisit this. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, I think Core just be too sharp for him, man. Howard Lane, what it do, homie? Everything is everything. That's what I like to hear. But that's what it is. I'm not trying to tear him down or nothing, y'all. I just thought that's bogus. If you don't know what it is that caused your son to be what he is, what he was sick, then you don't just put that out there. It's irresponsible to do it, right? To just blame Shakur. Like, it got to the point where I'm like, damn, you should wonder, like, you playing with his name at this point. You playing with his name and you trying to convince people that everything that's going wrong with you is him because they're scared to fight when he gave you the opportunity. It didn't even make sense. Like, how you scared and he giving you the opportunity? So, like, as far as risking it, no, I don't think he'll give him a chance now. And I know it'll look like, oh, you don't want to fight him because he did that to Farmer. Nah, even before that with Farmer, he said he wouldn't give him a shot again. He said, yo, nah, he spit in his face. He explained clearly why he won't do it. Had that opportunity, did all of that shit. I can see if, you know, you just going through camp regular, everything good, and then at the end, maybe you had gotten sick or something like that. But the fact that you had all these elaborated ass, drawn out stories, I was like, nah, bro. All signs was pointing to y'all not making a fight because of what the dad did. Could have just said food stick, anything. You get me? Like, anything. We ate something and it ain't sit well, anything. But nah, masseuse lady and poison. See what I'm saying? So, crazy dude, man. Crazy dude. Silly dude, man. But again, as far as if Kid Austin is ready for the champions, I mean, you know what? At this point, you got to put him in there. You got to put him in there and let him see what he going to do. You know, see what he worth. Look, he starts to have a Farmer. Nobody does Farmer like that. So that shit was very impressive. Very, very impressive. That shit was super impressive. But, oh, man, at the end of the day, man, you just got to keep building. So I don't dislike Kid Austin. I don't dislike his dad. I just don't like the stories that he put out when it was time to fight Shakur. Because for me, as a fan, as a supporter of Shakur's, I thought the young kid would have tried to push him, like really push him. And you get what I'm saying? Because he's so eager and aggressive. He only got one way. Shakur would have just had to fight him and piece his ass up. And I would have loved to see him do it. Now he got Zepeda. I think is another good challenge. So that's all, man. I think Kid Austin can make a tough fight or a dangerous fight for some of these guys right now because of what he does well and how physical he is, how strong he, you know what I mean? He's a come forward, just he put everything into it. But that same shit that make him dangerous will get him clipped and or outboxed and took to school by the more experienced guys. Now, after seeing that, it makes me wonder how good of a fight he could have put up against Shakur, or how him and Abdullah Mason would have looked. That's how you do it, kid. Take control over your career a little bit more. No disrespect to your dad. Y'all doing it together, but being a grown man that don't have his own phone and social media accounts is crazy. Interact with your fans. You're doing the fighting, Kid Austin. People rock with you. Floyd Sr. I joke, I talk shit, but I try not to call him Auntie Schofield. People call him that. I try not to do none of that. But I just focus on the stuff that I didn't respect as a fight fan. Bro, why are you lying to everybody? Like you, all that stuff, I just can't believe it. And you never proved it. Never proved none of the claims you made. You just was out there just throwing shit out there. And I'm just like, bro, that's not it. That's not it, G. It's not how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Shakur would be too much for Kid. I think so too, bro. I do. I think what it is, see, Shakur knows he's smart. I keep telling people, man, hold on real quick. Big shout out to the Queen Lisa, man, for the big donation. Is always showing much love. Got to make sure I give you your just due, Queen, for the big $100 donation. Appreciate the morning show. We appreciate all your support over this.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Much love to the Queen, Lisa. We appreciate you over here, man. Much love. Shout out to the Queen. But yeah, so I think he'll push. I think he'll push Shakur. I think he can push guys like Tank too. Tank don't throw a lot of punches. He's aggressive, come forward. But Tank's a great counter puncher, very accurate, sharp shooter. Got a shit ton of experience, and he know how to stay calm under pressure. Shakur got some of the best eyes, I feel like, in boxing. Ever since he pointed that out, I see it. Like you got some of the best vision that you could have. Distance and range control. Like he called out how Kid Austin was going to try to start the fight. So he would know that he going to try to start fast and just go right at him. He wouldn't be available for those same shots I think that Tevin got hit with, respectfully. But if Kid Austin get the clipping anybody with them type of shots, bro, you gonna feel him. But Shakur, I think, it just outsmart him. Be too smart, too much experience, better skills, technique, fundamentals. It's a lot to do. Like, think about it. His dad is the one that told us Shakur hit him with the body shot and he was about to like shit on himself. That's his dad said that. It wasn't even Shakur the one telling. It was his dad telling the story. So I'll never forget that. Like, bro, that's how you get him. Go to his body. And I know Core know better. Take that air out from it. You know what I mean? Siphon the gas out that tank, bro. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to just get in here and just run me down and do what you want to me, bro. I'm on your ass. So that's what it is with Core, man. And it's confidence with him, too. The more confident he is, the more comfortable he is, the more he's going to go in his bag, and it's going to get bad for you. But so I think he'll allow Kid to burn some of that energy off early while, picking his shot still, controlling the rounds. And I think once he noticed him slowing down a bit, I think he'll pick it up. That's how I think Shakur would beat him. You know what I'm saying? Outsmart him. He know what he want to do. He want to come forward. He want to knock you out. He don't look what he just did to tell. He don't want to do nothing else. He's not interested in nobody's boxing match, Kid Austin. And I don't knock him for it. He just want to hurt you. He want to get in there and beat your ass. So you jumping in there with Shakur like that, he gonna give you what you're looking for, in my opinion. You can get exactly what your ass is looking for, G. You get me? So we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, So that one kid to fight Andy Cruz, that's a good fight. Yeah, I don't think they'll risk it with Andy going that IBF route. He might fight more Ty next 5 styles of boxing. I'm telling you, Money Brown TV, my dog. What's good with it, bro? How you feel? I gotta hit you too, man. Pardon me. Been just getting caught up out of I'm gonna hit you, my bro. Howard, what it do? He said with 16 ounces on now. Imagine 8 ounces. Oh hell, Renee had him hurt to the body. I'm telling you, Renee had him hurt, slowed down. He was a little fatigued against Renee Garon. It was a number of things wrong there. with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the Queen Lisa. I appreciate you as always. But yeah, IBF route for him. Kid Austin, I think, is ranked in the WBA for Tank Belt. I don't know where he at in the WBC. We're gonna talk about it some more later, though. We definitely gonna make sure we spin the block and do what we do, man. You did. I believe Shakur and Kid gonna fight later on. Yeah, because if he keep winning, he got to. He look good. Look, this is good for boxing. Kid Austin winning is good for boxing because he made a statement that would indicate that he's ready to try the next step up, whatever that is. I ain't mad at him talking about knocking Tank and Shakur out, bro. That's what he's supposed to say. He's supposed to feel like you can knock them dudes out. You better feel like that getting in the ring with them because it's probably gonna be your best chance to beat either one if you fought them. And I'm telling y'all, man, anybody could be knocked out. Anybody could be caught, Shakur included. But more times than not, yo, if that's your plan A, you might be in trouble, bro. Like that dude gonna make that extremely hard for you to hit him. And I'll tell this quick story before we get out of here, man. Shout out to my homie behind the hands TV. No, he out there in Houston, man. So he been able to see, he's been able to be a fly on the wall and more than a fly on the wall watching this man work. And it's funny. He told me a funny story about it was making bets that about being able to land the jab on Shakur. And you pretty much know the rest of the story. That's my God. So man, they're making bets about being able to land jabs on this man and can't do it. So you know what I mean? That's defensively one of the smarter guys I've seen in today's boxing. And it's not by chance. It is, I think his understanding of the game makes him who he is. And I feel like Shakur understands that he ain't the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest. But as long as I'm the smartest, I will win these fights. And from the mental aspect, cerebral, as my bro call him, cerebral standpoint, I think he has it down packed. It's easy to overlook what he is because you might look at things like physicality, like, oh, his hands get hurt and, oh, he don't knock people out, but people that watch know he going to drop you and he'll knock you out too. They know that, or you're not going to run through him. So they focus solely on the things that they see physically, that they ignore what he is mentally and how smart he is, how much better he beating these guys. And that's why they complain. Think about it. No other fighter, I think, at today's boxing actively will pitch a shutout and fans are complaining, talking about he was scared. No other fighter. I watched him cook Nakatia, and then I watched people complain after. I was like, you can't make this shit up. I watched him cook Padley, where Padley arguably didn't even win a round. And they still was shitting on him. I'm like, yo, y'all missing it. The dude is smarter than y'all. Y'all gonna keep talking about physical shit. He got the mental aspect down and the preparation side down to a science. Y'all gonna keep missing it because you like, oh, you don't punch that hard. Think about how stupid that is. You telling somebody that's that good and sound as a boxer, the reason you can't beat me is because you don't punch hard. How stupid do it sound? When the sport is called boxing, not punching. You get me? Punching is a part of boxing, not the other way around. You get me? You know what I'm saying? You get me. So, man, says Shakur said in $1 million worth of game, if your game plan is to knock me out, you already lost. Yeah. And I know, listen, I know anybody get knocked out. I feel crazy if I might see my boy get knocked out, but it happens. Like anybody could lose, and I'm understanding that. But for me, it's going to take I think a special fighter or a really lucky shot or, just a really good fighter. I do. And a game plan to go with it. Other than that, just hoping and praying, too sharp. He is speed underrated. Speed, combination punching, his physicality. I'm gonna spin the block, money. I'm gonna take a short break and I'm gonna come back at 4. I don't know if you're gonna be available, but if so, definitely, man. Definitely drop the link so we could build, man. Motown, you say now Tank don't see Kid fighting Tank. Nah, Tank ain't fighting him. The reason why I feel like Tank ain't fighting him because I feel like he not in that crop. I feel like the only ones Tank gonna fight, in my opinion, is people that he was supposed to fight or thought of the fight. I don't see him fighting Kid Austin unless it's push come to shove or he put himself in that position where it's like, oh, he a mandatory, something like that. Other than that, I always thought he was young, and I never thought him or Shakur would see Kid Austin in the ring. But it's crazy. The court did give him the chance, and they just didn't make it there, unfortunately. So, I think he got to position himself the right way. He can't just bark from the sideline and expect Shakur to want to give him an opportunity again like everybody else. That shit not gonna happen like that. So you got to be smart. You know what I mean? But yeah, money. Y'all look, it's 1:30 now. We're gonna try to come right back at 4. Y'all know how we do, man. We always build on this sport. I appreciate everybody that continues to rock out and support. Again, guys, too, big shout out. Much love to the Queen Lisa, man. You are a true supporter. Much love to everybody that continues to rock out with me. And look, tune in. Make sure y'all notifications on. Look, man, we putting in the work. We almost did 3 hours here. And another 2 hours and some change. We'll be right back building on some boxing. We got some more stuff to talk about. So, you know, boxing over here is like a conversation that never ends. We just keep going and going and going. So, look, we're gonna see Lamont Roach and Tank Davis. Hopefully we get a date soon. Devin Haney, I stand on this, and I mean every word I said. Yeah, money, definitely, because you know I'll spend it right back. And we definitely want to drop the link and talk to somebody. Definitely appreciate you. Much love, Lisa. You are a Jew, man. And shout out to and Lisa, I got something that I think you're gonna like. A little package for you for the delay. So I got some something extra for you that you're gonna appreciate for sure. So again, y'all, hit that like button, turn them notifications on. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna build a little bit later at 4 o'clock our normal time, and we're gonna do what he do. Shout out to everybody that pulled up for this morning build, and I'll see y'all at 4, man. Peace to the family.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. .4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.